Welcome to Grimdark and Dicey, and welcome back to A Ballad of Ash and Blood, a series on the channel where a group of lifelong friends get together and play Dungeons and Dragons.
Woo!
Yay!
That's us.
Today we'll be continuing our story, but a brief announcement to get through. Alec is not with us today. He played Argon in episode 1. He's dealing with a little bit of a cold, so he won't be with us today, but fate marches onwards, and we're going to try to do our best to get through this story, hopefully without any untimely PC deaths. So, I think aside from that, we're ready to dive in here.
Yes, we are.
Let's go ahead and jump into today's episode of A Ballad of Ash and Blood. And welcome back. When we last left off, our group of adventurers had just formed a semblance of an alliance as they made their way through the city streets of the shining city of Myndontos, the capital city of the United Kingdoms of Idalos, the outlying territories that form a sort of utopia within the known world of Phtheras. As our adventurers made their way from volcanoes and libraries and military academies, they now find themselves in the center courtyard, outside the perimeter of the large decorational fountain. The sun is high in the sky and still sitting just behind the outstretched pillars of the white marble building that is the Citadel. And that is where you currently find yourselves, Sandrian, Maltiak, Thea, Briseis. I don't think I'm missing anyone else. Everybody else is elsewhere.
Just a very attractive foursome.
Yeah.
Minus Briseis.
Yeah.
Oh. So that's where we pick up. Again, you guys have wandered the streets. You've gone through some exciting things to get to this point. But as the sun warms your skin, you feel the kind of rush of goosebumps almost come over as that warm comfort from the midday sun basks over your body. The scent of the harbor is drifting into the city at this point as you just reach the edge of the market. What would you like to do?
Well, me and my, I think we all agreed that we were just going to go to the archives.
To the Citadel?
The Citadel, yeah. Crystal.
That was the plan.
Crystal Archives. It was called the Crystal Archives, right?
Nope, never once.
Good name. That's.
I called it.
Write that down. Crystal Archives. That's Dark Souls. I was like, where am I getting that?
Nope.
It is the Citadel.
The Citadel.
It represents a sort of fragmented crystal structure. That may be where you're getting that.
It's a library and it looks like a crystal.
Essentially. More or less. There are pillars that kind of jut out from the central Acropolis-style building. And there is a main spire in the middle, and then there are a series of like curling spires that go around the backside of the perimeter.
But yeah, I think we all agreed that we were
That
just
was the
going to
plan.
march that way. Yeah.
Okay. As you find yourself walking through the crowded city streets, the city is bustling at this time of day. And you find yourselves making your way towards the steps, the 20 or so white marble steps that sit outside the entrance of the city. But as you make your way to the first step, something catches your attention. You notice a cold breeze blows in from the harbor, interrupting your comforted warmth that you found yourself shielded in before.
Did it just stop recording?
Yeah.
It just died.
Yep.
We'll go on. We're experimenting with a GoPro, but apparently it won't be happening this episode. Tune in next week for top-down views. That was weird.
It's a professional outfit.
So how cold is the breeze?
It's noticeable.
So-
It's ominous enough. You're now at the end of summer, the sort of fall season, so it's not completely out of place, but it is. It's not necessarily something that you would expect at this point of the day.
So it's more bitter than like cool ocean
Correct.
breeze. Okay.
Yeah.
Unnatural chill.
Yeah. As it kind of, again, blows in from the harbor side, you kind of look up at the Colossus that stands outside of the Sirius Harbor, again, standing about 200 feet tall. And as you look over in the distance, you notice that your eyes alone are not the only ones drifting to the outside of the perimeter of the city. Many of the city folk have stopped in their tracks and kind of stare inquisitively. They're kind of squinting up towards the sky. As you see off in the distance, I'd like you three to make a perception check.
Good. 13.
Just a 20. Not nat.
Dirty 20.
4.
Damn.
The two of you, as the two of you look, Sandra, and you're having a tough time kind of like looking through the crowds of people.
I am. Small.
But the two of you, Maltiak and Thea, I should roll for Briseis. Briseis, I thought no. So the two of you.
He's looking the wrong way.
He's looking at his reflection.
Looking at a shield.
Who's this handsome man in the fountain here?
The two of you look off into the distance of the surrounding sea, and you notice in the clouds there is a unnatural break coming from the cumulonimbus. That's a word.
Wow.
Maybe.
Meteorology.
It's a
They were-
thunderstorm
Those
cloud.
are the storm clouds?
Yeah.
Right?
Never forget
Cumulonimbus.
Sure.
There is a sort of break where normally they're sort of full and dark and lightningy. There is now this sort of funnel protruding out of one, but not in a tornadic nature. It's coming almost horizontally out of the sky. As it's this gentle beginnings of rotations as the clouds are now kind of starting to swirl directed towards the city of Myndontos.
Can I make like a nature or history check to see if something like this is like in
You can
books?
absolutely try that. I would say nature.
4.
What the hell is that?
You're not by any means sure what this is, but you know it's not natural. As you kind of look, again, unsure and inquisitively towards the city sky, the funnel now the mouth of the funnel begins to kind of open up, and out of which a faint white figure, a bird maybe from this range, it's hard to tell, comes shooting out of the funnel. From this distance, again, you're probably 1,000, 2,000 yards away. So it's well off in the distance, but still well enough to make out that something just exited the mouth of this strange cloud funnel.
I'm going to maneuver my bolt to make room for Sandra to see past me.
Okay.
Have you seen anything like this before? You know what kind of bird that is?
You want me to roll for that one? Or?
You can roll history if you'd like.
Sure. I'm going to roll a different die then. 12.
12. You haven't seen anything like this. Weather is generally pretty calm where you're from. There are rarely storms in general, especially ones of a clouding nature. But no, you've never seen anything like this before.
I have no idea what this is.
It doesn't seem good.
No.
Maybe we should head down there and see if we can get a better look.
Yeah, I would think so. Real quick, is anybody panicking, or are they all just like frozen?
Most people are basically stunned. They're not sure what to make of this. All of them are kind of looking on with anticipation, kind of waiting to see, like, are we going to die?
They don't know if it's a good omen or a bad omen.
Exactly.
Kind of thing.
So a lot of them, and especially with the city being in sort of a state of constant innovation, there are people like moving boards between, and even they have like stopped in mid-transit, and they're all kind of like looking. But no one has began to run, or anything of that nature.
They're just kind of like confused like we are.
Yep, just looking up at the sky.
I think we'll start heading that direction.
Okay.
I'll give.
Will you come?
I'll give Perseus a tap on his arm. Tell him to.
Yes.
Just
Sondrian.
subtly, just tell him to follow.
Ah, that way.
May want to put your eyes up
Yes. Where are we going?
towards that.
By the gods.
Maybe.
What is that? A storm of some sort. Thea, have you seen anything like that? You want to move towards it?
Get a better look. Maybe we can identify it.
Very well. As you take your first series of steps towards the beginnings of again, what you can, your best guess is a sort of tornado. You walk towards it, and the white figure you've now gathered is picking up speed and pace and directed towards the Colossus. Which, again, the distance between the two, still significant. However, as you approach the sort of perimeter of the harbor, the Sirius Harbor area, where the city becomes more shipyard, you notice the white figure kind of launching this projectile. This white bolt of what you can only derive to be some kind of lightning, maybe, splitting the sky as it leaves this white figure, and you just see it traveling towards the Colossus at a slow speed, of course, from your perspective at that distance, but even still, traveling quite quickly. And you see it impact right in the center of the chest of the Colossus. Again, this giant brass automaton. And it impacts right in the center of the chest. You can see this sort of white-gray ashen residue. And the eyes of the Colossus light red as it... You hear it kind of coming to life. Again, it's a gargantuan automaton. So you hear these giant gears begin to... begin to turn. And it raises its shield arm and sets into place as this large white... now that it's gotten a little closer, you can distinguish that there are large wings and something sitting upon it. Still unable to make out either creature. At this point, the people have begun to definitely detect a sense of unease. You hear alarm bells in the distance in the city, this very slow but constant ringing. Ding. Ding. Bell criers are kind of ushering people off of the streets as a second bolt comes off of the rider towards the Colossus again. This time, parried off the side of the shield, and you can see a hole in the chunk of metal where the impact left. A third. What are you guys doing at this time?
If something's attacking a city this big, we should probably leave.
We should definitely try and stay out of its way, yeah, but we should try and kind of help evacuate the people. I think that might be best.
And again, just to reiterate, everyone's still kind of watching at this point. They're beginning to kind of like decide this is a threat, but I kind of want to watch. You know, like it's a train wreck. You know, they can't really move themselves away. So no one by any means has panicked yet. And for the most part, everyone's kind of staying in this courtyard area. So there's not mania.
I'm going to start just kind of going around to people and just tapping them and say, hey, maybe you want to get a head start on, getting out of this.
You come up to this dwarf guy who's kind of having a difficult time looking through the crowd as you are, but he's looking up, and as you kind of tug on his tunic.
Hey, I know this probably looks really interesting, but you may want to start moving away. This could end badly.
And miss a chance to see some fireworks? I think not. As he's kind of, again, like peering through people as the third lightning bolt impacts. You see it go underneath the shield arm where the chunk of armor was, hit in the same exact spot where the first impact landed. And it goes straight through, hitting the side of the citadel and scattering debris everywhere. The automaton, you see its eyes begin to kind of flicker.
I'm gonna be a lot less subtle than Sandran was.
Sure.
I'm just gonna turn around and shout to the crowd. I'm like, "You're in danger. Seek shelter now."
There's basically that was kind of the fuse that lit the powder keg, and now everybody is beginning to kind of evacuate, whether heading for shipyard or home.
Caleb.
Yeah, everyone is now they're moving. That being said,
I'm gonna try and keep an arm on Sandran. That way he doesn't like get pushed away
Sure.
by the crowd.
I was gonna say I'm gonna grab him.
Okay, the crowd itself isn't necessarily that thick. There's probably 4 or 5 dozen people in the courtyard,
Sure,
which
but
again,
3 foot water will take out your feet and drown you.
Oh,
so,
sure.
Be careful.
The Colossus itself, as it begins to kind of power down, you can see it kind of the ankles of which it stands upon, because it's built upon these kind of cliff faces just on the outside of the harbor. You see the ankles beginning to fail under its weight, and it begins to splinter and crack as the armor panels that resemble the like humanoid greaves one would wear, as they snap, and the 2 legs begin to, and the entirety of the torso begins to fall face first into the water. It smashes a small villa, and you see it just kind of grind down the cliff face into the waters. So again, everybody is kind of running. Bells are ringing. But before all this, we enter the confines of the library, where Argon and Taros have just encountered a group of seemingly devious cultists of some sort. Argon stands behind you as you approach the sort of edge of what you've determined to be the sort of forbidden lore section of the library, which is kept under lock and key, and each individual book as well is kind of shackled to its individual shelf. These 3 men in their black and red robes have now begun sifting through the shelves, and they are just dumping like a book after another, frantically searching for something. You approach the gate that separates forbidden lore from common knowledge. What would you like to do? Oh, important to remember, you're under the effects of silence.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I found out that
Yeah.
I cannot blast them
Correct.
with Eldritch Blast, so that makes things interesting.
So anyway, I started not blasting.
Yeah. So they don't notice me, correct?
They have not noticed you to this point, as far as you're aware. If they are aware of you, they haven't made it known.
I've already stolen 3 books.
You have 3. You put them in your satchel.
My satchel, my man purse.
Correct. With shame, I believe you stated.
Yep, a little bit of shame in the
Shamefully.
Feeling shame about the merce, or are you feeling shame about the stealing?
Well, both.
Probably the Merce.
Oh, column A, low column B.
Look, column B.
So,
While you're figuring that out, you see them, again, as they're kind of rifling off. 2 are working on either side of the shelving, just kind of ripping off these linked chains, breaking the padlock with some sort of arcane wave of the hand, and you can see the lock kind of flip open, and they're quickly sifting through, dumping some of the books. However, the gentleman on the right side pulls a thick tome, probably about 2 or 3 inches in width, pulls it out, opens it up, looks at it, and you see him stop and turn. Now, at this point, are you kind of like peeking around the corner, or are you full on standing in the restricted section?
I'm full on, like, I was right behind them trying to shoot them in the back.
About time to give old boy a spinal alignment.
So, so he's starting to turn towards me?
He's beginning to turn towards you. He's found whatever they're looking for.
I'm gonna frisbee a book right into his grill, so by the time he turns around, he's eaten 16
Excellent.
chapters of forbidden knowledge.
Okay, go ahead and roll initiative. Let me,
Oh, boy.
Starting hot.
7?
Oh, yes. The visuals.
For you folks at home,
In the future, you can follow
we'll get a
Yeah,
GoPro.
working GoPro.
Yeah.
You'll be able to see this.
T-shaped hallway. Oh no.
So you are coming
Threats on either
in
side.
from this side. Again, you said you're in there now.
I'm in there.
Argon is kind of behind you.
So the
still.
only entrance is the one we came through, huh?
Yes.
Interesting.
It's more of a forbidden alcove than it is a forbidden section.
That's
The
true.
nook.
Is it
Well, there's not a whole lot of forbidden lore.
Is it
turns
frowned
out.
upon to use someone as a meat shield when they're not present at the current moment?
I'll allow it.
It's considered bad form, if not
Another player?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Should I roll damage on that book? I'm thinking if it's hefty enough, that's at least 4, maybe 5.
What did you get on initiative?
7.
7.
15,000.
But he is surprised.
Yep. I was just thinking that in my head. Luckily for you, he is surprised. So they are surprised. Was Argon aware of your intent, or is he also going to be surprised?
Yeah, because
He would have seen you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep, because he drew his weapon.
So yeah, the cultists are surprised this round, which is a good thing.
Yep.
So yeah, you make your attack roll with the book.
Oh boy. 10.
10.
Yeah.
I feel like throwing a book is dex based.
Yeah, it's a ranged attack. You're not using strength, are you?
11.
11. Still just misses. So as he's turning around, he's got this thick, dusty, like dark brown, this deep brown leather-backed book with these gold, like corner embellishments and this intricate design on the cover of
That
which,
excites me.
in the center, you see an hourglass, a golden emblazed, like embossed rather, hourglass in the center of the tome. As he turns around, you've now thrown Judy B. Jones's, goes to school. As he's turning around, just misses his head, and you see it slam into the chain links, albeit silently. He kind of turns around.
I'm just gonna gently wave to him.
At that time, you feel a shake. You feel a vibration in the ground, kind of the uneasiness of the terrain underfoot. By no means like an earthquake or a seismic activity, but definitely something kind of jarring, which is very unnatural because you can't hear anything. So to feel yourself kind of be distorted in that way, very unnerving. So the first one missed. Your first book attack. Are you doing anything else with your turn?
So does
Flipping on the bird.
that counts as my attack? I can't run
That
up
would
there
be
and
your
stab
action.
him in the kidney?
No, that's an attack. I'll make it a bonus action because I'm nice.
Thank you.
And it's
Let it be known
you
this is
can-
the first time he's ever done anything like this.
Oh,
Um,
they're out to get me.
you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to draw my sword, and you know what? Actually, these bookshelves.
Yep.
How heavy are they?
Um,
Are they big boy bookshelves?
Uh-oh.
They're pretty thick.
I feel like the Citadel would make their bookshelves out of sturdy oak.
You want to make an insight check?
Yeah.
These are IKEA shelves.
Yeah. What would that be?
They make him sign a waiver.
They're actually flugelblugels.
18.
18.
Yep.
You derive that looking at them, they appear to be just kind of this gray slab, but as you look at it, they're made of pretty much the same as the stone tables in the front, the front furniture that you were sitting on hours ago. Could definitely do some damage if they were dislodged or
I'm going to.
placed on top of a human being.
Yeah. I'm going to grab it and like look at Argon
Big
behind
boy.
me
Okay.
and tell him to help me, and I'm going to try to
Okay.
throw this shelving on top of him.
So you're just gonna wait for Argon's turn then, and then he'll help you with that action, and Argon
Yeah.
will have advantage. By the way, I forgot to do this.
Yeah. What did he roll?
Let me see here.
Dead last. I'm going to be stabbed in the face while I'm trying to knock this on him.
Cultist. And then we've got Taros.
Oh, yeah.
And then we've got Argon.
Sweet.
Let's shift these over here.
It's got our faces in there.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Isn't that nifty?
Those are cool. Take some inspiration for that, Josh. And not on this turn.
Thanks, guys. Not 20. No. So it would normally be, let's see here, one of the cultists' turn, but they lose a turn because they're surprised. Argon is not. So you kind of like look back to him, and he's kind of standing there a bit aloof. That you just kind of picked up a book and threw it at somebody.
Probably wondering why that's
Yeah,
my weapon
100%.
of choice.
Because he can't quite see into the corridor just yet. So he kind of like takes a step forward, sees the scary hooded guy turning and looking at you, and sees you holding the bookshelf and comes over to kind of help. So we're gonna make a straight strength check. Either way, that is dirty 20.
Baby.
So the two of you are able to kind of slam
Mainly
down the shelf on top of like all three of these guys.
Yeah, we do.
And you do.
I'm gonna run up and start stabbing them while they're trying to get up.
So the impact of the first one, you see the guy who was holding the book, as the shelf begins to like tip down, the books dislodge and are kind of like hanging from their chains at this point. And the stone slab that was the like second bookshelf makes impact with his skull
Yes.
and sends him right into the second one and just
Absolutely.
just PB&J sandwiches.
Oh boy, Daddy.
Old boy's dead.
Pickpocket. First kill.
And with the impact, the kind of stone slab knocks the book out of his hands, and it hits
I'm tracking.
right at your feet,
Huh.
kind of here.
So which cultist died?
Sorry,
That one. Both?
Oh, both.
Double kill?
both of them.
That's a good KD we're starting off with here.
Well, can only go up.
It can only go up. Starting at 0. With that, the second one, you see him kind of like, as it begins to fall, a series of things happen in quick succession. Firstly, your sound is back. Almost as a reaction, you can see this quick flourish of the hand and this projection of arcane energy as it kind of catches the bookshelf in front of him.
Cool.
So you've now got the back corner sitting on top of old roadkill boy, and the other guy, he was kind of knocked unconscious from the impact. But the center guy, kind of the leader of which you've derived at this point, still stands there.
Can't believe that worked. Very nice.
I don't know what Argon can do.
You think you're surprised?
He can rage.
I would like to rage. Yeah, why the heck not?
You gotta be more monotone and act like you're lost.
I would like to rage.
Yes, there is.
Nailed it.
So Argon's gonna go ahead and rage. That's a bonus action. It may have been a bonus action to tip.
I would imagine.
So no rage this turn.
I wouldn't.
He's gonna come through. He draws his greatsword, and he is going to make an attack on old ringleader McGee.
Magic boy.
That is a 23.
Gee.
That hits.
Hope so.
I'd be worried.
How much damage?
Is he dead?
Does 11 damage.
Wow,
That's cool.
that's pretty good.
Okay.
You guys didn't think I was gonna win this fight. Now look at me.
Give it another round.
So again, a series of things happen in quick succession. The sound, the silences dropped, the shelf was caught, and then another implosion in the side of the building as this sort of beam of white energy very quickly, you see it kind of explode and scatter a whole bunch of rubble across the confines of the library.
And that dude's currently holding a bookshelf and then getting stabbed.
Yeah, so he's doing his best to kind of hold it at bay. The impact of the bolt kind of forced it further in, but he's still kind of projecting it, and he throws it back on
Impressive.
what's left of the wall, I guess. There's now this gaping hole in the side of the citadel as
Naturally.
the walls around you now begin to crumble. That being said, He doesn't get a turn, so it's back to you.
Can I use my bonus action to snag the book on the ground?
It's just your turn. That would just be a free action. But yeah.
Okay, I'm grabbing the book, putting it into my collection of books that I've already stolen.
Okay.
This is mine now.
The book and the die.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to cut off his hands as he's like using his magic to push that back.
Okay. Make an attack.
That's a natty 20.
That's
Damn.
That's my dog right there.
That hits, obviously.
Yes, it does.
Damage.
Critical.
The damage for a
Damn.
sickle,
That's a critical roll.
1d4.
Yeah.
A critical roll. Clever.
4 damage.
Plus,
Plus nothing.
you don't have any strength.
Nope.
Damn.
I don't.
Did you double your damage?
Yeah. Doubles
Plus
to 8
8.
damage.
8 damage to his hands. Gimme him. Snagging him.
How do you want to do this?
Okay. So as he's pushing it back, one motion, cut off his hands, and then I'm going to palm him with my other hand and cast Eldritch Blast and just mist his face.
Big nice.
Mm-hmm.
Big nice. Saying what? What's your trigger word for Eldritch Blast?
Die.
Die.
Damn.
So this quick blast of this purple energy exits out of your hand, hits him right in the skull as it just kind of enters one end and exits the backside in a sort of projectile of brain matter, just painting the backside of the forbidden section.
Evacuated his cranial cavity.
Yes, I did.
That being said, you're now out of initiative. You have this brown and golden book amongst the other probably not cookbooks that you've taken from this section.
Right.
Argon kind of looks at you with his greatsword in hand.
You can take that guy back.
Okay.
Throw him in the kill pile.
Thank you. Thank you. What would you like to do?
Is that hole in the wall near me?
Mhm.
I'm going to grab Argon and say, we must leave.
Who were they?
That's so good, dude.
So perfect.
I've already told you, I do not know. But this place is coming down. We must leave now.
They seem to want. Yes. And he kind of shoves you out of the side and kind of jumps out. You
It's
find
so accurate to him. Like, I don't even think he's not here.
you find yourself on the outside of the what was the main like Acropolis style building, and just kind of at the edge of the courtyard to your left now. As the city folk they're still kind of looking at this point. The second bolt has kind of been thrown, or no, I guess the third. So they're beginning to run at this point. You kind of see the pandemonium in the streets, and at that point, we transition further into the city of Myndontos in a hidden alley. Duke,
What it is.
you find yourself amongst a large plain of bladed grass. This tall, sort of golden green blades of leaves that kind of come up to your knees. You look off into the distance either way, and there's nothing for miles. Just this seemingly endless field of these green and sort of gold reeds that protrude from the ground. The sky is a very soft blue as you look off into the distance, cloudless. And as you're looking, you feel a sense of sort of disembodiment. Not unnatural. It's come to you many times over your nights of sleep. In this dreamscape of yours, you've continued to run and run and run through this field for what felt like days at some time. You now find yourself standing in the midst of this endless valley. And behind you, as you kind of survey your surroundings, this strange, floating, kind of golden amulet, vaguely in the shape of some kind of oval, maybe, kind of floating just out in the distance. maybe about 5-10 feet away from you.
I'm gonna walk towards it.
As you do, it kind of levitates a little bit, gently not bouncing, but hovering, very gradually changing as you extend your arm. You see the inner workings. The inner workings of this piece of jewelry begin to kind of shift, very Eye of Agamotto-esque, as the gears and different like lenses begin to kind of peel themselves back and shift over one another, until in the center of which a small hourglass sits with the sand at the bottom. As you make contact with the amulet, the hourglass flips, and the sands begin to, ever so gently, roll down the length of the body of the hourglass.
I'm gonna try to take the hourglass from the thing.
Okay. So yeah, as you reach into the inner workings of this amulet, you begin kind of fiddling with the inner confines of this hourglass, and it seems to be fixed in position. But however, the sort of the proximity of the grass around you, you notice it begins to kind of retreat itself back in time. What once were withered, the dead blades, are now beginning to slowly kind of perk back up. And you stop. You kind of pause with your inner, interest with the inner workings of the amulet, kind of befounded by the supernatural around you.
I kind of like bend down and like run my hand through the grass and see if it feels as real as it looks.
As real as a dream feels, you can feel the flow of this field of grass sifting through your hands.
I'm gonna follow like the edge of it as it's kind of rising and just see where it's going towards, if anywhere.
It doesn't seem to. It seems to just be going back to health. If that makes sense. It goes back to whatever was its strongest point, I suppose, and it's now this full-length blade of healthy grass.
Interesting.
Suddenly, sudden impact on the outside of your right shin. You look. There's nothing. Again, not painful, but definitely persistent. This sort of quick smack as the world around you, this utopian, endless realm, begins to sort of shift and twist away. The blue skies and green fields are now replaced with mud and kind of squalor. You look around, and groggily you see yourself in the confines of some sort of pen, maybe. You hear the gentle kind of as you kind of brush the sleep from your eyes, and you look around. You find yourselves co-inhabiting a pig pen, and the owner of such establishment is kind of smacking your shin with this broom. Oi! You can't sleep there.
I'm gonna kind of still be trying to wake myself up.
You just see this kind of human male of 40 or so odd years, this thick red beard kind of comes down into these kind of mutton chops, and then a completed beard and mustache across his face. He's wearing kind of commoner's clothes, nothing elegant. You gather that he's probably some kind of, maybe a stableman or maybe an innkeeper. You're not really sure. He doesn't seem to match the farmer type necessarily, but he's out here nonetheless, kind of kicking the rabble out of their holes, so to speak.
I'm gonna kind of quickly look around to see where all my belongings are.
Sure.
My staff and whatnot. And
Yep.
once I find those, I'll kind of grab it and just kind of, without really saying anything, just get up and get out of the pig pen.
So the staff kind of just gently resting in one of the corners, and the tankard kind of affixed to your side. You groggily and slowly
Using it to...
prop yourself up. You now find yourself, albeit dirty, on your feet.
Probably. And I'll just kind of mumble, sorry, and climb out of the pig pen and...
I swear, it's always something. Every night I'm supposed to come out here. As he kind of rambles to himself and heads back to the door of whatever establishment he exited from.
I kind of grab my head as I have a searing headache and I'm trying to figure out where I am.
Just as you're thinking about the pain of the headache, this almost stunning ring emits from the center of the city as these bells begin to ding, ding.
Like instantly look towards the direction of...
Sure. Yeah, almost annoyedly, just with a deep sigh, you kind of begin to take in the city. As your senses return to you, you do hear the... make a perception check, actually, before I give you that for free.
That one.
Excellent.
Perfect, actually.
Yeah, so it's still kind of sobering from last night's activities.
Don't get near my net 20.
You're still kind of waking up. You've heard the bells at this point.
But I'm just looking in the wrong direction.
Yeah, well, instinctively, you're almost pulled away from them. You're like, gotta get away from that. So as the bells begin to faint in the inner workings of the city, you find yourself nearing the edge of the market district, where there is now people kind of briskly jogging, almost. If nothing else, very hurriedly walking.
In the same direction I'm going, or in the opposite direction?
Opposite direction of you. They're kind of like, very uncomfortably making their way to wherever their destination is.
I'll just keep walking the same way. Don't really have an idea. Just kind of walking that way, like, oh, what the fuck's going on?
Yep. The pandemonium of the streets continues around you, and you see flying overhead this large, very quickly, you only catch a glimpse of it, but this large white bird with legs seems to shoot across the rooftops of the alleyways. And just as quickly as you saw it, it disappears, and you hear the impact of something shattering one of the buildings, maybe 100 or 200 feet off in the distance.
I'm going to start making my way towards wherever I think that impacted.
Okay, so you kind of stop, turn around, and head down towards one of the other alleys where you, after a couple seconds of walking, you find yourself outside of one of your most frequent stops, the Farewell Tavern. And this smoking, singeing ring of, like, this gray, white-hot flame, for a lack of better word, has now taken out the entirety of, like, the front right corner. And it's kind of reduced to rabble. You do kind of peek on the inside through the large glass windows that adorned the front side of the establishment. And inside, the barman, who's this kind of skinny wood elf, he kind of sits there and he's got a cleaning cloth inside one of the tankards, and he just goes and drops the cup and just...
I'm gonna enter into the tavern.
Okay, heading on in there. Aris, at this point, would you like to describe your character?
Yeah, so I'm a human monk standing around 5'10" or so, kind of about average height. Currently wearing a very dirty, like dark black and brown robe, carrying a quarterstaff, and I have a ale tankard on my hip. And I've got this like kind of big bushy beard that probably has some mud in it from sleeping in the pig pen. It's kind of little unkempt, something you wouldn't expect to see from a monk. And I have my hood up as well, kind of hiding my figure and whatnot. And I have pants on, but I don't have a shirt on. I want it to be known.
It's pertinent details. So you've entered the establishment of the Farewell Tavern, and Jahuis, who is the wood elf barkeep, again just kind of standing there with his rag in hand, still kind of stunned by this sudden impact that destroyed his livelihood.
I'm gonna kind of look at the hole and look back to him. I'm gonna toss my tankard up on the counter. Like, Jacques, fill me up.
He's kind of unsure, like, what to do. So if nothing else, defaulting to a sense of routine at this point, he kind of turns around, just drops the cloth on the bar counter, and you see him reaching for the top shelf. He just grabs this bottle of this almost pearlescent green liquid, as it's got this like green-blue shimmer, and you can see on the inside, kind of shifting about in the bottom of this like glass decanter bottle almost, some kind of solid object rolling around in there. He pops it open. Where have you been?
Woke up in the old farmer's pig pen again.
Again?
Yeah, it's third time this week. I'm gonna throw an extra coin on top of it. I'll be like, for the damages. Then I'm gonna head out the door.
He kind of looks back up again. As you kind of turn around, having your fill of this drink, you see him just start to guzzle them out.
Cheers to that, brother. Take a swig.
Yep. All right, so...
You know what helps with hangover? Absinthe.
Hair of the dog, baby.
Just figured if I stopped drinking, collective hangover might kill me.
Where you heading?
Just right back out the door and then get my bearings from there.
Okay. So you find yourself in the alley that you came from the pig stables. The crowd, again, much less dense at this point. You catch like a human male kind of running past you. But there is a sense of panic in the air.
I'll call out to that human male and be like, what's going on?
Something's attacking the city!
Ah, fuck.
And he just keeps running.
I'm going to take another swig. I'm drinking this thing like it's just a morning coffee.
Sure.
And going to kind of walk towards the market.
By the way, it is one of the most potent, and this is saying something for a man of your history, one of the most potent alcohols that you've tasted in quite a while.
Sick.
So it's getting the job done where normally you need, a few flagons of whiskey to get her done. This one's done it in just 2 sips.
I am extremely worried for Jaquise. Jaquise?
I'm also worried that the container size for whiskey is a flagon.
Well, sorry, ale, I guess, is what I meant, not whiskey.
That's all right. My boy drinks.
Well, with Duke's past, it probably
With
is
Duke's,
whiskey.
yeah. He's more alcohol than blood at this point.
My boy likes a beverage.
He's got some blood in his
If he
alcohol
bleeds
system.
over an open flame, it combusts.
It's just isopropyl alcohol that comes out. So what are you doing at this point?
Heading towards the market.
Okay, so you're heading towards this kind of ensuing rush of city folk. They're kind of bumping into you very quickly, dipping into their homes, and you hear, locks and quick slamming of things from the inside of their confines. You gather that people are either holding up or they're getting out of Dodge. So as you continue down this long main street towards the edge of the market district, again adorned with these large, like, yellow and blue alternating diamonds, so like a strip of yellow, strip of blue. You're following this street all the way down. You see this large... Actually, before I do that, let's return to our group in the courtyard. What are you guys doing at this point? The bolts have been thrown. The panic has ensued. People are scattering out of the city streets, basically, making their way to their homes or out of the city.
I would be looking for a place where we could take shelter, and also checking to see if anyone got left behind or pushed around by the crowd that needs help.
Okay, make a perception check. Yep.
3.
As you kind of look about the city, there's so much going on, and everybody seems to have an agenda. It's hard to kind of distinguish anyone that is having trouble carrying that out. You know what I'm saying?
You have to tell me that everybody has an agenda.
However, you do look towards the Citadel, where was your previous heading, and you notice the Acropolis-style buildings, these large pillars in the front. are now beginning to fail structurally, and they're beginning to kind of wobble. The leftmost one of which, anyways, is now beginning to kind of wobble.
How big are these supports? Is it going to hurt people?
Oh yeah, they're probably 50, 100 feet big.
Then seeing this, I would activate my Giant's Might and go to hold the pillars in place.
So you kind of step forth as you see this leftmost giant white marble pillar is leaning towards failing and falling towards this left alley that separates like the first spire of the citadel and the center building. Coming out of it, you see another Goliath and a gentleman in a black mask. As they're kind of exiting the confines hurriedly together, you step towards them with pace and quickly grow yourself to how big? 4 times the size?
Become large, so...
You're very large. So from 7-8 feet now to lots big feet.
Even more feet.
And you kind of jump, you're running now towards this pillar, and you try to catch it. Give me a strength check.
I'm also going to draw upon the power of my Frost Root.
Okay, what does that mean for me?
It gives me +2 to my strength checks.
+2 to strength. So you're still at disadvantage then?
Giant's Might cancels that out.
That's what I thought. So just a normal check +2?
So that is going to be +6. So I'm at 23.
Hot diggity, that's enough. So Taros,
I fucking hope.
Taros and Argon, you guys are exiting the blast hole in the side of the forbidden section, and you're kind of heading with pace, and you see your exit tunnel now beginning to kind of escape you, for lack of better words. It's about to not be so much of an exit when this large Goliath, already large, grows to impossible size, and that alone you're just like, what in the world?
Right.
And Argon's kind of next to you. He is much larger. And keeps running.
So accurate!
And Maltiak, you're now holding this giant pillar in place, waiting for these two specifically, but also anyone else who follows. There are a couple of guardians who are kind of exiting in the same manner of the blast hole, 1 or 2 of them, as they all clear the pillar.
Since it was wobbling, is there any way I can stabilize this so it wouldn't fall over as soon as I let go?
Probably not. Most of the integrity of the building itself is failing, so your best bet at this point would probably be to either set it down or to kind of like shift it back onto the porch, so to speak. The porch. Put it on the front porch.
I gotta wrap around.
Man, just put it.
Yeah, I'll set it down. That way it doesn't fall over again.
So you kind of gently just, from a double overhand stance, you kind of drop it down and gently lay it on the cobblestone streets, still cracking underneath the weight of this massive pillar.
This was just a pillar that he set down, right?
Correct.
A support beam of sort?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what an acropolis is, right?
Yeah.
It's like these large...
Yeah, I thought he was holding, like, one of the walls of the whole tower.
Oh,
And
no.
I was going to be like, well, that's impressive.
I mean, it's still impressive. It's
Right.
This,
A support beam.
yeah, I mean, it's
100
huge.
feet in the air.
Right. It's 100 feet tall itself.
Wow.
So it falls down, you catch it.
That's
set it
tall.
down.
I just want to take a quick look inside the building and see if there's anyone that needs help getting out.
Make a perception check or investigation, your choice. Taurus, what are you doing?
Much about the small people. I'm going to look to Argon and say, you should help the other big one while I run this way.
Yes. And he turns back to
Yes,
Maltiak.
Got rid of him. Got rid of him.
I got a 10.
You got a 10. You don't see anyone, actually, as a matter of fact, as you kind of peer in there. Most of the people have either been, it's a bit macabre, but have either disappeared under the rubble or have already made their exit.
Seeing that, I'm going to release the effects of my Giant's Might
Okay.
and just stoop my shoulders in exhaustion after yet another
Sure.
exertion.
So you shrink back down to your normal bodied self. At this point, you find yourself nearing the edge of this main street, Aris, you're walking down the length, and in front of you, probably maybe 100 feet or so down the edge of the length of this path.
Not a sponsor.
God.
A familiar sight in the orange kind of fabric of your monastery. Tucked underneath a similar sort of length of brown robes, attempting to sort of hide it. You see this gentleman kind of fiddling with one of the locks on the edge of one of these large wooden buildings. And as he undoes the padlock, chink, you see him just kind of look around real quick, open it up, and he kind of disappears in front of 20, 30, now 40 cloaked individuals. None matching your garb. All of them kind of wearing these rough-hewn hide and fur shoulder pads, loincloths, and these very crude axes.
Like, kind of dive behind something, so I'm just not out.
Just trying to
hide.
yeah, go ahead and make a stealth check. Oh.
22.
Yeah, so you kind of dip into the nearest alley and you're kind of looking, and as you watch this man disappear into the crowd, you notice these distinct black scales that adorn his body. As you rack your brain, you know this person, or at least you believe this person to have a name.
And the name I know is...
You know this to be Xantrix, a black dragonborn from your monastery, who, for whatever reason, A, is alive, and B, is now doing some shady shit inside the city. And again, as where he once was, no longer is. It was almost like seeing a ghost.
Gonna like, kind of just, like, did I really see what
Sure.
what I just saw? And then I'll turn my attention to the 30, 40 people running in, and do I recognize them? Since
Give me an insight check.
just since the open hand was like, we fought
Yep.
people.
That's the one.
18.
Yeah, so as this kind of mob of burly lads and ladies are making their way towards the center of the courtyard, you see them begin to kind of abandon some of their heavier garb, their robes, their hoods, and anything like that, their outerwear, revealing these large blue tattoos that are adorned almost in a tribal manner across all of their body. You know these to be the the Sapphire Eagle barbarian tribe. You fought them on many occasions at the monastery. They've been kind of attempting to breach Myndontos specifically from the northern lands of the Drachanora. But you find yourself just behind that mob. They're pretty much bad news. The three of you, by the way, I guess all of you at this point, also see this mob of lots of people now coming towards you.
Do they look like they're approaching with some kind of intent, or?
Yes. In fact, lots of them are kind of scattering. So there's, 5 going off in this direction, 5 going off in that direction. Some of them, in fact, are heading up the main street towards you. There's 2, in fact, that turn back down this main street, but for the most part, they seem to be dividing and conquering in some sort of unknown system.
Zondron, it looks like these people are taking advantage of the situation.
Do you think that they're maybe involved with whatever's going on there, or do you think they're just opportunistic looters?
No, I think they're opportunistic. Whatever this is seems bigger than that.
just as you begin conversing, the kind of two that are in the back of this kind of group of 10 or 20 or so, as the horde is kind of thinned out, you see a very distinct and familiar gesture as one of them just into the crowd. You see this old human lady, probably 60 or 70 years of age. She's kind of been straggling behind most of the crowd itself, catches an arrow right in the upper chest as she hits the ground.
Without second.
Old lady's dying is funny, Duke!
Oh, dear.
Without a second hesitation, I'm charging right at him.
I'm right behind him, but
Roll
at
initiative.
half the speed.
Okay. Roll initiative, my friends.
It's fine.
I've got a lot to roll here, so bear with me.
I'm a disadvantage.
Just those two, right?
Everybody, if you intend on acting, you would have seen this as well. You would have seen the arrow fly into the crowd, but you can choose to.
How many are in this group that's directly in front of us?
It's again kind of this amorphous blob. Some of them are heading into the building. Some of them are kind of heading down alleys. What you can determine right now, there are like 4 immediately in front of you.
Okay. Yeah.
I think we're ready. Let's go around the table. Initiative. Quay.
16.
Thea gets a 16. Taros.
I got me a 13.
13. Aris.
14.
1, 4. We need. You can go first. Perseus is going to follow after you.
I also got 13.
Oh shoot.
What'd you get?
14.
Wait, no. Taros got a 13. So you two need to decide who. What's your guys' dex mod?
3.
1.
Okay, you'll go first.
Deal.
I'm just going to do that too.
Yeah, I am because I'm not participating.
Shoot.
5.
5. 5. Okay.
Run around the edge.
Just go that way.
So we've got initiative rolled. We're starting with. Oh, I get to go first. It looks like.
Bad guy number 3.
Bad guy number 3. Those are the chunky ladies.
Yeah. Working out.
So the first one is going to run as close as she can to you, Taros. The
Why
one
me?
closest to you, because you're closest.
30?
Yep.
Just out of reach.
Well, she's got a reach weapon, so.
Never mind.
Spoke too
Well, so do
soon.
you, technically.
Yeah, I'm about to put a hole in her chest.
He said, I'll make sure you're part of this.
And as she kind of walks towards you, you just see her kind of. This is gonna be fun! Ah! And she launches an attack. She is going to reckless attack.
Ooh.
21 to hit.
Yeah.
Of course.
Why not?
That does 13 bludgeoning damage.
Oh.
This giant like stone maw with these.
Well, I'm dead now.
You're unconscious after the first hit.
I have 8 health. So maybe
Say
chill out.
psych. Say psych right now.
I have 8 health.
You have 8 health now.
I now have 8 health.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Now
Thought you
for
had
her
eight
multi
health
attack.
total.
She just accordioned my spine. Yeah.
So yeah, this first swipe goes overhand, and as you're kind of like trying to duck out of the way, she alters course and just right between your ribs. You just hear and feel some cracks. Very unpleasant. That's her turn though. The other one is going to take her action and dash right towards Thea, so 60 feet.
Where are you going, my guy?
It's enough to get
right to
there.
Thea.
It's enough to get there.
That's all for their turn. That takes us to Thea. What would you like to do, Thea?
I was going to throw a javelin at her, but
Aris, you're on deck,
right
by the way.
in my face. I will use my longsword.
You know, poker full holes. You're making an attack with your
Yes.
longsword. Yeah. Let it happen.
Or would I have been able to throw a javelin as she was running?
That's acceptable.
Okay, I wanted to.
It all happens at the same time.
I will not do that. It's a 7.
7 does not hit as you kind of unloose one of these javelins from your back and throw it through the air. She kind of like with the what's it called, pommel, I think, the bottom end of her spear maul reaches up and just smacks it out of the ground. It clatters to the ground in half at her feet.
I'm scared.
How many javelins do you have, by the way?
5.
So you have 4 now, or was that 5 with throwing the one?
4 now.
You have 4 now. Excellent. Anything else with your turn?
Can I back up some?
you would provoke opportunity of attack if you leave her range.
I will not do that.
Excellent. So just stay in there.
Yep.
Aris, you're up.
I'm just going to hold and just stay hidden behind this group that's in front.
Okay, excellent. Give me a stealth check, real quick. Can
18.
18. That's definitely enough. Okay, Briseis is going to do some things. As he sees this large lady kind of running towards you, you see him kind of very quickly. The lot of you see him spring into action. Thea, and he quickly darts to your side, jumping on the 2 foot high edge of the fountain. He uses that as kind of a stepping stone and jumps and launches into the air. And he smacks her in the face with his shield. He's leading with it, anyway. Because he has...
Well, the paladin.
I know. Helga just fed me half a tree stump to the ribcage.
Not Helga!
I didn't even have time to do anything.
Oh, man.
Smoked.
That is tough. He does hit. I'm just trying to figure out...
Vicious clicking of
Oh,
your
yeah.
mouse over there.
Okay, so he does hit. He does a d4. For 4. Plus strength. Okay, for a total of 8 damage. Or is it 1 plus? Well, but that's an unarmed strike.
Shields are D4.
Shields are d4. So d4 plus strength is 8 damage to Helga. We'll call her Helga too.
Attacking with shields also gets rid of the AC bonus.
AC. So he doesn't have it for this round?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Thank you. And now with a spear. So he comes across, jumps off the fountain. Superman punches her with the side of his shield. Ding! You see a tooth or two kind of spring out onto the ground, but she turns up to him with this almost masochistic grin. Just with a second strike, he turns around and thrusts the spear end of his stick. This is why I have a tray. 15. I'm waiting for one of you guys to tell me if that hits, and then I realize I'm fighting myself. That does hit, and he does some amount of damage. Alt tab. Hoi! Nice, 9 damage. Okay, I think that's all he can do with his turn. So that takes us to Sandrian. Taurus, you're on deck.
Okay. All right.
I'm doing more fighting than you guys. Between myself, I've got 8 characters to manage.
On this battle map, where are most of the civilians at?
They are mostly either already have passed the barbarians in the back corner,
Okay.
or fleeing this way
Gotcha. Okay.
towards me.
Thank you.
How's the one that Briseis just rocked? How are they looking?
I mean, she's relatively she's hurt. I mean, she's got a spear in the top of her chest.
Sure.
And her nose is kind of bloodied, but for the most part, she's very much lucid.
All right. Keeping my sword in its sheath, I'm just going to sort of take it as a whole piece and point the pommel
Okay.
at them, and I'm going to cast Magic Missile.
Magic missile. Okay. How much damage?
And
Where's my dial?
9 damage.
9 damage. That's hot.
9 force damage.
That's big hot. 9 forcey force. It's completely necessary. Anything else with your turn, sir? You gonna move at all?
Yeah, I gotta figure out a way to move. I'll throw that at her, and then I will enter her range.
Okay.
Kind of sort of you're gonna hit me now.
Okay. So almost taunting her, she's stepped forth, and with her maul, she's cracked Taurus right in the side, and you hear the life kind of wheeze out of him as you're stepping towards them.
You know what? Since I'm already in a range, I'm going to step directly in front
Okay.
of Taurus.
Saying,
I'm just gonna.
I love it. I love it. Okay. She kind of looks from Taurus down to you, almost unsure if she's allowed to hit a child.
It's a fair concern.
Anything else with your turn?
No, that's all I got.
As the chaos ensues around you, Taurus, you're up and bleeding internally.
Okay, I am going to say. I'm gonna say to her, "You should be afraid," and I'm going to use my bonus action to
Nice.
use my form of dread. So you'll see just this black and purple smoke start to form around me into a cloak. These big spectral wings appear from my back as my eyes kind of brighten up as the same purple as my Eldritch Blast.
No. Not
We
yet.
will.
We will.
Does that?
So I
also
have.
wisdom save.
I get one moment. I gain temporary HP equal to 1d10
Excellent.
plus 1. So 5 temporary hit points.
Nice.
Give myself 5 of them bones. Yes, sir. And then I'm going to, since he's in front of me, but he's quite shorter than me, can I just cleave at her head above him?
Unfortunately not, because you don't have the range on the weapon. You're 10 feet away at this point.
You can move up. Though.
Yeah, you can step aside.
Yeah, I'll just kind of almost like I'm floating around
Sure.
in like smoke,
Yeah.
and I'm going to.
Hers is reached just because she's got this big freaking pole arm.
Okay. Eldritch Blast can be used at 5 feet, can it?
You'll be
At disadvantage, because it's a ranged attack.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm just going to like flow around him and come in with my sword.
But that would cancel out because she recklessly attacked you. She gets disadvantage, or she gets advantage on attacks against her. So it would just be a normal attack. Your Eldritch Blast.
So you can attack
Okay.
with melee with advantage or regular spell attack.
Correct.
Yeah, then I'm just gonna blast her with my Eldritch Blast.
Cool. All spooky like.
That is a mod 20.
Dirty 20 does it.
Yep. And that is going to be 1d10. 10.
Nice, flat 10. So, sorry, go ahead.
She has to now
Wisdom.
pass on a wisdom save, or she is scared of me.
How's an 18 do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fortunately.
That's okay. That was
I'm
still really
too
cool.
Angry to be scared.
So this thick black and purple smoke kind of starts billowing out of your orifices, and you watch all of you are watching as this energy kind of manifests, almost snaking down your arm, and in this quick and bright blast of purple energy exuding out of your hand, you see it rock her across the chin before turning back, almost weighing her decision to keep fighting, but inevitably does stay put. Anything else with your turn?
That will be it.
With that, we go to Argon. He kind of looks at you. I should join the fight. And does. He runs up to the left side of the mall lady, and he's going to probably do things. Alec,
Which
I hate you.
What do you do?
I think you can only get in range of that
He's
one.
making me play another character. I can attack.
he can get here with 30, or he can get here. Which
To the one on the right. The one on the right. Am I understanding correctly?
Yeah.
That's where I want him to go.
Okay.
Yep.
He could just reach both of them.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah, the one on the right. And he is going to swing. He goes, "Pardon me, little one," and goes with an overhead strike. That's definitely going to hit with a dirty 20. 2d6 plus 3. That is 11 damage. Nice. So this large slash across her midsection, and you can see she's starting to take on her like fabrics are starting to take on quite a bit of blood. They're beginning to be painted with crimson, and the fatigue is beginning to show on her face. I think that's all he can do. I don't know if he has any bonus actions. No, that's all you're getting from me. With that takes us to the shield bearers. So following suit, the one on the right is going to head for Taros, and the one on the left, let me roll perception for him real quick. Nope, he doesn't notice you, so he's going to full-on dash towards Thea. Actually, put him towards Argon. That should be 60 feet. That's 12 tiles. So only one of them can attack, yes. Oh! Never mind. We're not going to dash because they can, as a bonus action, they can move up to their speed towards a hostile. So they're both going to get attacks. The first one is going to go against you, Dylan.
Bye.
Taurus, rather.
Sweet.
Nat 20.
night.
Let's
See
see.
you next campaign.
You got inspiration, right?
That was fun, guys. Appreciate it. See you next week.
That is going to be 19 slashing.
Oh my gosh.
Wait. What's your max HP?
21.
Yeah, he's good.
I'm unconscious.
Okay. Second attack goes into Argon. Oh. Yeah,
How much
yeah,
damage? You said
that's a
19?
nat 1. Sorry, yeah, 19 total.
Cool.
So the first one, this guy comes in and still kind of recovering from the first blast, hits you in the exact same spot, only this time with the almost blunted edge of this crude, like toothy rock axe as it just digs into your rib cage. You can feel the life kind of slipping you as you fall down to one knee and inevitably onto your shoulder. You are unconscious.
Great, guys. Going great.
That's the end of their turns. That takes us to Maltiak. What would you like to do?
I would like to dash, which for me is really just like a soccer drill.
Right. Hey, wait.
It is an insult.
No, I took it as such.
If you're curious, I am making fun of it. So that gets you right in his range, and I'm just going to try and do my best to use my body to shield the down Taros,
Okay.
but I can't do it.
Mechanically, yeah,
Yeah.
that doesn't do anything. Okay. So you're kind of like trying to step between him, but you can see his eyes sort of shift from easy prey to a worthy challenge. With that takes us to the archer's perception. One of them, the one closest, as you see him draw another arrow, Aris, you see him draw, and kind of out of the corner of his eye, sees you sitting behind a pillar just... and he kind of turns and looses one on you.
Fighting Hawkeye.
How does a 12 do?
Misses.
So the first one splinters into the side. What's up?
How does deflect missiles work?
Deflect missiles, you roll what
Has
he
to
missed.
So it has to hit to.
Yeah.
Be,
I believe
okay.
so, because you basically reduce damage to
reduce
0,
damage.
and then
Yeah.
you catch it.
Okay.
So this one goes stray, and you see it like split, kind of into the side of the like wood frame of the establishment you're hiding behind. The other one, however, let's see.
It doesn't have a super clear line.
I
of
know
sight.
it really doesn't.
Maybe Thea, maybe Argon.
Definitely.
Let's put this into Thea. How's a 14?
Nope.
No, misses. So this one hits you right in the shield, almost like he was aiming for it. It just
Deflex hits me.
that'll be 2 death saves. No, so without like taking any conscious effort to deflect it, you kind of are just moving through your natural motions, and you hear right into your sort of forearm area. That's all for them. I do want to have them move towards the fountain. Let's bring them 30 feet in directly towards the fountain. Excellent.
Both of them?
Yeah, maybe not a full 30 feet. Yeah, bring him a full 30. Now to your right. One more. And one more towards me. I believe that's 30. Bring the other one back one square to your right. Perfect. Is that 30 feet away? I'm trying to keep them 30 feet away from Thea and Briseis, if I can. Anyway. That takes us to the top of the order.
Excuse me.
Pardon.
Where is he?
moi.
As you look towards the edge of the Sirius Harbor, you hear the heavy thundering footsteps and a quick, sudden leap as this large figure, human male, jumps into kind of this giant long jump. Midair, while you're watching him, you see the gauntlets that kind of surround his arm, these kind of large forearm bracers, begin to twist and shape themselves, and these large constructs of metal begin to surround both sides of his fist before solidifying into what looks to be the face of a lion on both hands, and he slams into the ground to the right, I guess your left, of the shield barbarian.
Look here.
Perfect. So he's running on the harbor, jumps up, and just Hulk smashes him. Natural 20.
Oh, no, there's no dividend.
That is going to be 40 damage.
Into.
Hopefully that.
The sword and board guy next to
Oh.
Maltiak.
I thought this was like their leader. I was like, fuck, this is a TPK.
I'm like, that's my backside.
Oh no! If I can have him, please. He's very dead. So just as he's kind of sized you up, Maltiak, he's like, yeah, doable. Right? He goes to step and you just see him kind of reduced
To paste.
to rubble and paste. In front of you now stands this very large man, thick, black but well kempt, black beard, bushy black eyebrows, and a sort of cropped black haircut. Very thick in his build, not necessarily overtly like defined as his
Strongman build.
muscle. He looks like he wrestles bears for a living, like
Nice.
like for fun. He stands before you, kind of heroic.
Who the hell are you?
I am Caduceus. You look like you needed assistance.
You're right.
Come, we will send them back to the pits of the underworld. Bonk! No. That is it for his turn. Actually, no, he does get a second attack. So he's
That
gonna.
was one attack.
It was a
He just
nat
lands
20.
and starts flexing.
It's
That's all.
a nat 20. Second one is an 18 into the other one.
Do you want him to move?
Is he not within 5?
No, he's right here.
Then yeah, bring him over one.
Okay.
And that is 16 damage.
If this homeboy steals my kill, I'm gonna be pissed at him for the rest of the campaign.
Just doing that little
He
side
should.
face.
It's gonna be Ulfrith all over again.
Fuck that guy.
No, she's good. So very caught off guard. You can tell her bell is rung as this large cestus kind of goes right into her ribs. She almost like drops her maul at the sheer weight of the impact. But after that, she kind of gets back up into it. I believe it's her turn actually. After
It
that.
is,
And it is.
unfortunately.
She's swinging at new target. She's swinging at small boy.
I know. I don't think especially being. She's actually going to disengage and run as far as she can, 30 feet towards the harbor.
Missing that sentence.
Well, there's this way.
Yep.
So is that going through 2 or 3 opportunities of attack?
0.
No,
She
disengaged.
disengaged. And
We
then
can't do
with
that.
the
Only
other
judges
one,
can do that.
Right.
she is. Everybody can disengage, Dylan.
It's just direction.
This one's
Right.
going into. How long does the no AC thing affect?
Until start of your next turn.
Start of next turn. So she's going to go into Briseis then. Oof. I missed my dice tray. But it's a 19.
Must be a 0.
A 19 hits regardless and does.
Someone hit me with a stim shot.
Cacked.
Let me back in this.
7, 10 damage. Yikes. So, with this Briseis' spear kind of up in her chest, you see with one kind of swift motion, she backhands it out with her offhand, and then brings the side of her maul right into the side of Briseis' face. Instantaneously, you can see a heavy flow of blood kind of pouring down his face at this point. And he kind of like topples over onto the marble fountain. You go, that's the end of their turn. Thea, it's up to you.
Long
Aris, you're on deck. Quit playing with toys.
Sorry. It's a firing squad.
You said a javelin went into her shoulder, right? There's
What's his name? Briseis' spear was
Spear?
in there, but she pulled it out.
Okay. I want to take my long sword and stab her other shoulder.
Stab the other. Hiya!
Give her a matching wound.
13.
13. Just hits.
Way.
Alright, what's a d8 again? I forget. Oh, that's a 10. There it is. Oh. I got an 8.
8 damage. So watching her kind of just beat the absolute piss out of your best friend, enraged, you kind of take your sword and just with a long thrust drive it through the top side of her right arm. She's not happy about it. Grimacing in pain and bleeding. Anything else with your turn? Aris, you're up.
I am going to move 40 feet into range of this lead archer.
Okay.
Just there.
You have a 40-inch move or 40-foot move.
I do.
Monk.
I always forget. I tried to get them out of range.
The one in the back was out of range, and that's the one I really wanted.
Gosh darn.
So I'm gonna get there, and then I will use Fury of Blows to hit him 3 times.
To give him the old dick twist.
What?
Both of you in sync. But
13.
13 just hits.
Let's go.
Roll damage.
D4.
It's a pyramid, my guy.
I could fucking find one. 2, 4, 6, 8.
8 damage total.
8 damage total.
And is that a key point for Flurry of
Yes.
Blows? Okay. So you're down 1 key point, 8, math, 7. Okay. Anything else with your turn?
It's a vicious combo you hit him with.
Yeah.
Probably it.
So you're dashing through-
Running over there.
Yeah.
Gonna kick him in the side of the knee to get him down on the knee, and then bang, bang. Just 1-2 combo to the face.
At this point, you see him like kind of abandoning the quiver, and he reaches in his back pocket for a dagger that he kind of. But more on that later. Briseis. It's Briseis' turn, and he can do a thing. Nice. Oh, that's a bonus action. So he kind of stands up, groggily, kind of catches his balance again, and you see him wipe the crimson off of his forehead and take a deep breath. He's using second wind. He's back up to max HP. And with his spear, he drives another one almost right underneath where your sword is inside her. That was weird. I'm going to call that cocked because it wasn't that one. That's a 19. That's going to hit.
We cheat here, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, it hit the dice tray and like short hopped on top of another dice. I was like, that's weird. That's cocked. That's how we played in 40K. Anyway,
Just put as many dice into this thing that you can.
that's right.
Roll into here.
Nat 20?
How much damage do I do?
One of them's a 20.
This is cocked. I'm going to call it 20.
I understood that reference. 8 damage to old girl. I feel like she should have taken damage before. Because you stabbed her. Did you hit her the first time?
No.
No, that's what it was.
Briseis.
Briseis did that. He gave her the work. Sorry, I lost track. Okay. That's the end of Briseis' turn. Comes to Sandrion. Taurus, you're on deck.
So far.
Am I? I'm literally on the deck.
Sort of, but it's my turn. It's my turn, really, with you.
Seeing this large man just suddenly appear,
Okay.
I'm going to be a little surprised, but my motive, I'm just going to stay the course. Let's go ahead and do another magic missile into Sword and Board guy.
Sword and board. Sword and board. How much damage?
It's a good spell.
This
These
you
are so hard to grab.
did you hit him the first time?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. Because I showed him as clean. I was like,
12 damage.
12 damage. Whoa. How do you want to do this?
Oh, sweet. So when I summoned the magic missile, I didn't say it before, but they look like bees.
Oh,
Large
no.
bees. Bees.
Just flying with their like stingers out.
Yeah. And I'm gonna just kind of. It's gonna look like I'm just throwing them like a baseball.
Okay.
And it's just these 3 bees are just gonna go, and 2 are just gonna impact him right in the eyes.
Oh,
right in the
no.
eyes of his helmet. And the last one is just gonna fly down his throat, and I'm gonna watch him choke on it.
Nice.
I hate you.
Nice. So as he's got 2 magical stingers in his eyes, and the second one, as he's screaming in pain, flies down. You hear him kind of choke for a second. And ultimately just keel over. I'll take him back, please. Anything else with your turn?
Yeah. I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, right up to the other lady, and I'm kid you not, I'm gonna walk up to her, and as she's like focused on those other two, I'm just gonna tap her right in the leg.
Okay. Death save for Taros.
Wait. How come you get to do it?
We discussed this earlier.
Because this is a new homebrew rule that we're doing.
I don't like it.
What is the
Pretty
roll?
sure
I
I've
noticed that.
Josh rolls for you, and you don't know if you're dead until after combat. Pretty much.
Okay. I couldn't remember. Okay. That's your turn, Taros.
Yeah.
That
pleasure.
takes us to
Pleasure.
Argon. My turn again. He is currently fighting no one. Jeez. Seeing that you guys are now swarming that poor lady with the maul, he's going to take out a javelin and throw it towards the one you're smacking. So it's a +5. Actually, let's do a hand axe. So he kind of unclips the axe on his belt, and you see him stop. And just throws it in the air. Nat 1. This one flies right between, like, as you're delivering your last blow, you feel the tip of the blade kind of nick your forearm as it continues to travel through.
The fuck?
That's all. Move him 30 feet, if you would, towards the archers. And then that brings us to
I think that
the
was,
archers.
I thought that was Shield Boys.
No. No, shield boys are number 2. They're last. So they're dead.
They are.
So archers are up. They only get disadvantage if they're shooting something within 5 of them.
Mhm.
They can shoot at another target without disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I like that, but
Man, it happens.
Well,
it's like, yeah, there's this guy posting
You're
up on
probably
me.
more
I'm gonna
pressing
shoot that guy
anyways.
over there.
So a 17 to hit Duke.
Yeah, that is.
Okay. So with his dagger, he kind of takes it out and just with a backhand slash across your chest, does 8 slashing damage. That's all. That's all of his turn. Oh, I know where you're looking at me. I rolled a wrong dice. Sorry, that is instead 4 slashing damage.
Thank you.
Yeah. I was like, what? What, weirdo?
It's like you're telling me this guy has 18 dexterity?
Second one is going to shoot an arrow into you, Aris. That is a dirty 20. And that does 5 piercing. You can. This is where you can use. What's it called?
You can use a reaction to try and deflect
Missile.
it.
Deflect missile. That's it.
Yeah.
If you want. It's another key point.
It's only keep
No,
it, throw
key
it back.
point to return it. Monks.
That is.
You don't add anything to it, I don't think. Right?
I'm pretty sure.
D10
it's-
plus
Dex level
dexterity.
and level.
Dexterity.
So
And
that
level.
is,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So at least 3.
So it's
8.
8.
So with
you-
the dagger blade comes across your chest. You can see your blood kind of starting to pour down, and this arrow out of sight, almost instinctually, subconsciously, you just spider senses just catch it out of the air.
You can spend a key point and throw it back.
Also that.
I think I am going to do that.
Excellent. So instead of catching it, you just
Smack it out of the air.
palm it up out of the air, and it seems to.
Actually, what I'm going to do
Oh, sorry.
is when I get that slash, I'll see it coming out of the corner of my eye, and I'm going to catch it and spin and send it right back to
Not
him.
the spin move.
Gonna hit with a spin move.
While you're spinning, the other guy's just going to put you in a rear naked choke. Never give up your back, dude.
For 2 damage.
2. A whopping 2.
I think you add your dex to it.
Don't
Yeah,
I'm not a
pretty sure you
monk
do.
expert. We don't really have monks.
Because it's treated as a monk weapon.
You have to roll a hit, or does it just happen?
Oh, you rolled a hit, yeah.
Did you roll a hit? Dude.
I did not. When you're hit by a ranged weapon attack, you can use your reaction to reduce the damage by 1d10 plus dex plus monk level, and you can catch and throw the weapon if you
Yeah,
take
make
0
a ranged attack, it says. But you do have proficiency, so you'll still get all your stuff.
And that's dex, right?
Yes.
10?
10 does not hit.
Alright, well, I still catch it, do the spin, and my
And miss.
throw is off.
Oh, sorry, it's not impressive enough.
You're just preoccupied with the slash in front of
Well,
you.
I'm like a little hungover.
There's a large blue man charging you. You're not sure what to make of this.
It's early in the morning.
Yeah. That's all for them. That takes us to Maltiok.
I'm gonna try and do a medicine check on Taros.
Okay.
Just trying to stop the bleeding with disadvantage.
Oh no.
Both those are good though.
Yeah, but so I got a 10.
Let me check. I think there is a mechanical cutoff where it's like
I think it's like 10 or higher, or is it
that's
higher
for,
than
that's
10?
for normal saves, I know. Is it? You're 100%. Okay. So he's stabilized, not slipping any closer to death, but you're still unconscious.
Okay.
I have a ring.
Who's got bath salts? Wake me up.
Nah.
What? But you. But I.
Unconscious.
But. Neat.
Okay.
And then I'm going to move towards.
You can just stand him up, yeah. You
Yeah.
just put the ring around him.
I'm going to move towards the mall lady,
Okay. Oh no.
and with action surge, I'm going to try and take attack.
That's fine. I'll allow. It's fine. Go ahead. I forgot.
Actually, can I grapple instead?
Sure.
Suplex her.
I forgot she was even there. I would have had her keep running.
11.
11 misses, actually.
Isn't the grapple a contest?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Doody-doo. Yeah, so I got that's a nat 20 on her part. So as she's kind of running, she just hears behind her just and she's like,
And also,
what? Yeah. Right. So as you're running towards her and you like reach for one of her legs that are up at mid stride, she kind of just kicks back at your hand and is able to kind of slip away. Anything else with your turn?
nope.
Okay. Before we start the next round of initiative, all of you are hearing and seeing the large wing beats of this giant winged, from now what you can tell, as it's at the top of the
Pegasus.
city buildings, the wings are very Pegasus-esque like. Bit redundant.
Yeah.
They're a bit Pegasus-esque. But the actual body of the animal seems to be more like a some kind of big cat, like a lion or something like that. Again, in passing, you see these large paws, claws extended as it flies past you.
It's a chimera.
Another bolt of lightning impacts in the ground right next to you into the citadel, into the fountain, almost specifically targeting the carousel of gods that attopped the decorational fountain. You're all kind of hit with debris and whatnot. Everybody within 20 feet of the perimeter. Give me a dex save.
Get it down. When I'm proficient in the saving throws.
Proficient. You just add your proficiency bonus.
Okay. So,
So, yeah.
21.
Thea?
10.
10. You take 4 bludgeoning damage. Taros, you're out of range. What did you get?
21.
Sorry. You take 2 bludgeoning damage from the kind of scattered debris that rushes across and is now hitting you in the face. Sandrian?
13.
13. You take 2 bludgeoning damage. Maltiak, you're out of range. Cassius is out of range. The barbarians are not. The archer failed. I know he did. So he takes 4. He takes 4. Shooby-dooby-doo. And the head angry lady. She fails as well. Cool. Again, as this large white image just flies across the rooftops, just targeting these shrines almost. This one in specific, anyways. With that, takes us to Cassius's turn. You guys pretty much seem to have this handled. No, I'm just kidding. He's going to... He'll just spend his turn walking towards the archers. 30 feet towards the archers. That's all he can really do. That's his turn. Now we've got The ladies. We're going to reckless attack. Rah! As she is now kind of surrounded. She lets out this roar, is targeting you now, Sandrian.
Bring it.
That's going to miss. That probably both misses. 13?
13 misses.
13 doesn't do it. Both miss.
Interesting.
She's swinging a little high.
Yeah,
A little high.
she's used to fighting somebody her height, but dropping it down 3-4 feet, it's a little difficult. That's all for her. The other one is going to dash towards the harbor. That one over there.
She's gone.
Okay,
You'll get attack of opportunity if you'd like it.
I would like it.
Maybe all you need.
No, I got a 7.
Yeah, you'd see it. So you're kind of just swiping at her as she's leaving.
My disadvantage was a 3 and a 2.
Yikes! And she runs into the harbor.
I'm gonna add the
That's all for them. Thea, it is your turn. Oh, shoot. Sorry, I forgot something. Just as the giant cat thing, rider guy, swooped past the buildings and sprayed the rubble amongst most of you, from the back alley where you were coming from, Aris. So Thea, it is your turn.
I'm gonna use my longsword and do disarming attack.
Ooh,
Or at
nice.
least try.
Trying to disarm her.
8
8 doesn't hit, but don't you add like a superiority dice or something?
to the
like that?
damage roll.
To the damage.
Mm.
Nope, 8 does not hit.
Womp.
It also says something about
Oh, you
strength.
do get advantage though. She reckless attacked.
Yeah.
See, look at that. I play both sides. The DM is your friend. Oh no.
11.
Oh,
She has a 13, I think.
I think you're right. Just misses. Sorry.
Another.
I don't think that's how that works.
Triple advantage.
Triple.
If only you were an elf.
Anything else with your turn?
Nope.
Okay. So just a quick swing going for the hand. She kind of sees it and recoils quickly. Even damaged, she's able to kind of get out of the way. She gears up for another attack. Aris, what would you like to do?
The gentle path tattoo thing you sent me. We doing that?
Sure.
Cool.
I don't remember. Hopefully it's not game breaking.
It's not.
Cool. Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead
So-
and cast Time Stop.
Do you have it on you?
The thing that you sent me?
What's the rarity of it?
Oh, I don't know. It was a picture you sent me.
If you can check that real quick. I don't want to give you something too OP.
Common.
Perfect. Use it.
How do the faces of these barbarians seem when the flying thing flies overhead? Do they seem like...
Nonchalant. I mean, they're looking at it, but actually, why don't you roll insight?
Insight is...
I'm so sassy.
I don't even care if I learn.
The fate. I've decided that I'm bad at this game. Insight, I'm proficient in, so I'm 9.
9. That's enough. You don't know exactly their true thoughts towards it, but you seem to derive like a sense of they knew something was going to be going on.
So they're not scared of it.
They're following the plan.
Okay.
Not to say they're not scared. They're just they knew some stuff was going to go down, and they're just kind of tending to their business while it is attending to its business. Aris,
All
it's
right.
your turn.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just go for standard old two hit jump on boy
Quack quack.
with the fisticuffs for 17 to hit.
17 does hit. Yeah, definitely.
Sick.
This is the guy in front of you, yeah?
Yeah, the one that
Excellent. He's
I've
wounded.
been fighting. And then so we got 3, so 6. But so cool thing, gentle path tattoo. Anytime I take bludgeoning damage,
Right.
I gain a charge.
Oh, yeah.
And since I took bludgeoning damage from this,
I
can
remember
expend
now. Son
the
of a-
charge
Perfect.
for an additional 1d6 damage.
Nice.
You've got to roll for both hits, by the way. The hit, Duke. I noticed the last time he rolled 1 hit dice and then rolled 3 damage dice.
Oh, no!
Fuck you.
Quit telling the dungeon man all my secrets.
Well, that was a 13 on the roll, so that one's gonna
13
hit as
still
well.
hits.
Yeah.
So both of them hit. What's damage?
So we got 6 on the first hit.
6.
6 on the first hit.
Okay.
6 on the second hit.
Nice. And then your Black Panther charge.
I know.
That's what I was thinking.
And then 2 on the
Kinetic blast.
third hit. So 14 damage total.
How do you want to do this?
I'm just gonna I'm gonna come in with the left.
Okay.
Or actually, since I got spun, I throw coming down with just a nasty slap
Right.
on old boy. Just open
Just making him
palm,
your son.
open hand, and I'm gonna hit, and it hits him so hard it drops him to a knee, and then I'm gonna come up with the left knee to just fold him backwards.
Knock his lights out. Cool. And with that, as the impact hits him in the side of the face, you feel the zygomatic arch just crunch under the weight of your knee, and the life just leaves him. Just.
Dang. Dang,
Um,
son, where'd you find this? There you go.
anything else with your turn?
That'd be alright.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit this guy another
Takes
18
us
times
to
over
the
here.
big boy. Oh shoot! Move the mall lady with the boss. Can you have her
No,
bonus
it's fine.
action 30
Where? To where?
towards Aris? Yep. And then towards Cadassius. Let's have her lock up with Cadassius, and she's gonna attack him recklessly.
How?
Cadassius.
All the way up?
C-A-D-
Yep.
A-C-E-U-s.
Yes, thank you.
Yep.
Gracias.
Try for the nat 20 and I get it. Let's go. Cadassius about to get friggin' walloped.
This is going to turn into another Ulfred situation, I can already tell.
25 to Cadassius. So that's all for her. It's now the...
Well, walk us through what happened, sir.
Oh, so she sprints out of this alleyway, and all of you are kind of... You're back. You're still unconscious?
I'm sleeping.
Okay, so you don't know. You don't see anything.
little
The rest of you...
For the viewers.
A little nap.
But the rest of you see this large lady, not unsimilar to the ones you've already been fighting, sprinting out of the alleyway, kind of like looking at all her targets. Sees the big scary guy with the lion gauntlets, picks him, kind of plants her foot, and just hits him right in the noggin. That's all for her turn. The leader is going to do some shenanigans.
Mm-hmm. Likely story.
Let's see what he's going to do. Okay. Let's move him 30. Let's move him 25.
So you'll save him, but not me.
Okay. And he is going to make 2 spear attacks at you, Duke, at Aris. As he kind of like saunters down this alley.
Spears have 10-foot range.
And he just... He's throwing both of these.
More of a javelin than a spear.
An 11.
Nope.
23.
Yes.
Does some amount of damage.
Catch it and throw it back. You do.
11 piercing.
I'm gonna use a key point.
Okay. Gonna try to stop it. Well, the stopping is free. The key point is to return it, I believe.
Okay, well I definitely stop it.
Okay. So it's down to 0. You rolled 11.
I rolled an 8 plus 3.
Plus 3. Plus, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Sure.
stop it. No, I'm gonna catch him. I'm just gonna turn around and look at him. Hold on.
Just gonna sun him.
So you haven't even looked at him at this point. You're still like standing over old boy that you just need in the face.
I wish I didn't have this mic. I need him. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the first one come
Right.
flying, and I turn and catch it.
Yep.
And then I'm like looking at him, and I finish my turn to look at him, and I toss it up, and now I have it facing stabby side forward.
Stabby side.
Nice.
Side forward. Get him.
It's like
Stick him with the
side up.
pointy end. That is all for his turn.
Some Jedi
That
shit.
takes us to Briseis. What's
I'm
up,
going to say
sir?
this real quick, without any hint of irony or sarcasm or anything. That is so fucking cool.
What? Oh, I'm sorry.
That's so sweet.
I'd be working up a sweat today.
It's just absolutely sun. You should have just broken half.
Yeah, we'd be getting theater over there. If Duke didn't have a
Oh,
microphone.
damn.
Full on acting.
If I could move.
I'm over here like a loser just summoning bees. This dude's catching spears out of air like, nah. I don't think
That
so.
would be freaking terrifying, honestly.
All I've done is put a rag on this man.
I know.
Briseis,
No, my ribs are broken. I can't reach anything above shoulder
why do you
height.
need it? Why do you need it? What do
I
you,
need to
what, do
try
you,
some stuff.
what?
Hmm?
What are you looking for?
The martial art type stuff.
Whoa. If you need a player's handbook, I got one right here.
Hey, there's a player's handbook right here. Underneath.
Hey, there's a player's handbook right here.
Hey, do you need a player's handbook?
That's all. Just get him out.
Whip him out.
Briseis, in the meantime, is going to stab the nice lady in front of him. Helga, too.
She's
taking
a
a lot.
champ,
That's
yeah.
gonna hit.
Yeah.
She's getting nailed.
13.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
Nice.
My guess is she's taking half damage because she's a barbarian with like being enraged.
Okay, that's the end of his turn. No, wait, he gets an unarmed strike as well. That one.
Wabash.
That's all for him. Sandrion, you're up. Taros, you do nothing.
Yay.
Again.
At least you're not.
At least you're not dying.
This is awesome.
We had to rope you into being friends with us somehow. Taros would have just left.
I would have, so you had to fucking knock me out.
Can't leave if he's unconscious.
If you were conscious, you would just go this way.
No, I probably would be very upset and I would try to kill the rest of them because they broke my ribs.
So I'm gonna put the scabbard back onto my belt, take a deep breath, say, "Rain, no more sorrow." Draw the sword and activate Blade Song. And now I'm gonna cut this bitch in half.
Take some inspiration. That was cool.
I'm gonna use that inspiration.
Now on.
Literally, it's two.
Two.
Fuck that dice.
There we go.
Much better.
That's what we're talking
There
about.
it is.
Yeah, that's what I've been waiting for. That's what I'm talking about. So 13 plus, it doesn't really matter because I'm pretty sure AC is 13.
Yeah, it hits. It
Brag.
hits.
Okay.
It hits.
All
Don't wanna
right,
brag.
For 6 damage.
6 damage.
Nothing major, but it's cool.
Yeah, no, super cool. So like a flash of white light almost exits the scabbard as you pull it out. The blade seems to glow with a moonlight-like property, and it, as it sheens, you see it painted with crimson, but like the hydro-repellent water beads as it kind of beads down the length of the sword, and you flick it, exiting the wound. Flick it clean of the blood. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's cool. Anything else with your turn, my friend?
That'd be it. That's all I can do with that.
Cool. We go to Argon. He's going to finish walking to the archer. Excellent. He's going to lead with a headbutt.
Teamwork.
Jesus.
Neither of those hit. So he goes in, and the guy just like, what the heck, man? What are you doing?
I missed.
Sorry. So he misses, and I think that he just gets the one attack, right? Yeah. Cool. So that's all he does, actually. Are unarmed strikes bonus actions?
No.
Cool. That's his turn then. Sorry, I didn't think about that. That's him. Now we're on the archers. He's going to use his dagger. Wait, drop my dash.
That's a 1.
Well, actually, it would have been a 0,
That's a 0.
but I didn't roll it.
We cheat here, ladies and
gonna miss.
gentlemen.
So the archer kind of takes out his dagger and goes to thrust it at Argon, and he kind of just goes, almost confuses what he's doing. Stop. That's all for him.
He's gonna watch this back
Maltia.
and hate us.
Yeah.
I'll dash
here.
and move 30 feet.
Okay.
Sam, can you move me 30 feet towards old boy over there?
Excellent.
I'm asleep and Krebs is just moseying around the battlefield exhausted.
Using his hammer as a walking stick.
Every time I'm not doing anything, my guys.
And And all you've done really is chase a girl.
I stopped his bleeding.
Oh.
That's about it.
Right, you walked over. Like, let me fix
Creeps
you.
making sure I don't die. This is
Yeah,
nothing new.
just like him. Then he chased after old lady, swung at her,
Missed.
turned around, walked the other way. Anything else with your turn, my friend?
Nope. She has a brisk walk, like, I can't catch that.
Right. Cadassius's turn. Ooh, that's gonna hit. That is 28 damage.
Jesus Christ. Lord. Can we just pretend all of his damage is my damage?
As he reaches back with the gauntlet, you can see the kind of mouth of the lion opens up and ching, and its fangs are like poised at the ready. The first shot goes into the side of her stomach, and you see the jaws close
Oh, wow.
right on her side, and he just rips it out and hits the same spot again.
Exposed ribbage.
Yeah, she's not doing too great.
She's fine.
Just but a flesh wound.
How much damage did I say? Sorry,
28.
Nice.
I thought he said 48.
Did you say 4d8? No, I said 48. That's much worse.
That's all for his turn. That takes us to her turn. She is going to disengage the Berserker lady, and she's going to turn towards Maltiak and run right into his range. She'll stay put there and make her attack.
She thinks you're a weaker
Didn't
opponent.
she just disengage?
Yeah, good call. Sorry. That's
Got
a
his
good
ass.
thing. She rolled a nat 20.
Of course,
Or
she's
she did.
attacking me.
Called that one.
Where's the black one?
They're over here.
Excellent. Nice job. Okay. Thea, your turn. What would you like to do?
So I only have one superiority die, right?
You have as
Alright.
many as your level.
Okay. So then,
Nope.
Do you get them at level 1? You may have none.
She has it as a feat,
Oh,
but you only get one.
you only get one.
But she's a paladin.
Yeah, that's correct.
did I use it last time? If it didn't,
She's still
I
alive.
thought you hit.
What was your question?
I didn't. When I tried to disarm her last time, I didn't hit. So
Correct,
did
you
I
missed.
use my spirit? I didn't use my die then.
Correct.
I'm gonna try again.
As far as I
Yeah, I think it's
understand.
when you hit.
You have to, yeah, because it did nothing. Although,
It does nothing again.
okay.
Did you roll the exact same thing this time?
Maybe.
Did she reckless
That's what I
attack?
thought.
You might have advantage still.
She didn't actually do anything. It was just the one lady. So yeah, I'll say she recklesses.
Yes.
She's gonna try to hit Sandrion again.
Sandra
That might do it.
Severn.
It's a 16 base without her mod. 21 to hit.
I will cast Shield as my
Ooh.
reaction, bringing my AC to 23.
That terrifies me.
And by that, I'm going to take the sword and simply just deflect her blow without any effort. Just
How are we getting 23? Because your base is
my base is 14.
14.
When Blade Song activates, I get a +4.
right, so that's 18.
18, and then
And-
Shield is +5.
Okay, that's where the disconnect was. I thought
Jesus
shield
Christ.
was plus 2.
I think in mage armor.
Okay, that's also probably what it is. Okay, excellent. That's awesome. Yeah, so you're almost like in a sense of dance, like choreography almost. You kind of just toss it to the side, and she's
Yeah, it
just
does.
angry. She's very confused for one thing.
Sure.
The walking T-shirt.
Yeah, the heap
just
of clothes.
bodying her
Just,
right
yeah,
now.
right. So that'll end her turn. Thea did nothing. Aris.
Well, she has advantage
Yeah.
on her attack.
Yeah.
Oh,
she's
now
trying
you have
to-
advantage. So go ahead and
You,
do the thing.
did you disarm her?
No.
No. Okay. Dang it! 11.
11 doesn't hit.
I literally rolled the same thing both times.
Aris, you're up.
Would it be bad manners to come take care of that bitch so we get everybody else into the rest of the
That's
fight?
something you can.
Yeah, if that's your assessment of the battlefield, do it.
Yeah, I don't think you should be concerned about manners. Aris certainly wouldn't.
Yeah, but I don't want to like ruin someone else's fun.
I don't
Throw a
think you're gonna.
spear through her.
But you can ask Sam, and I know Quay won't care.
Considering I've missed almost every
Over here.
Right.
hit.
Go for it.
She's
I
like,
do not
help.
care.
Go. Well, I am gonna. Don't get right up behind it, bitch.
Gracias is going to take an attack of opportunity.
On me? Motherfucker been helping us.
What?
He's hooded. He's evil.
That is 89 damage.
See. And then I'm just gonna sneak on old girl and go to beat her ass with this spear I picked up.
Okay.
Using the non-pointy end though, thinking it's just like my quarterstaff.
Stick.
The
Yes.
non-stabby stab
yeah.
side.
You get advantage, by the way. Because she recklessly.
Saved him.
Nat 20.
That's 20. Nice. So D4, double it.
Impale her.
Sick.
6 damage.
Here.
Wait.
8.
So did you doubled the dice and then added your?
You gotta add your modifiers, man, gang.
Well, I mean,
Actually, you don't.
yeah.
Because how do you want to do this?
Oh shit. See,
damn.
this is why I wanted to ask. Yeah, I mean, if I'm just coming up and she ain't got no idea, I'm just gonna fucking skew her.
Hiker.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh,
No.
gosh. Okay. So, yeah. So just from one
Right in
end,
the middle back. Comes
Yeah,
out her
from
mouth.
one end
Ooh.
up and through the other, she just drops her maul and is kind of like stationary, stuck.
And I got her up, dipped her off into the fountain.
Hey!
Hey, wash your ass.
And then so that's where the spear ends up because I'm
Nice.
picking it back up.
Okay. Anything else with your turn?
Dope.
That takes us to the big bad guy.
Nah, just here.
No one's around me.
Yeah, fucking got out of there. I got.
He just walks all the way up to me.
You know what you did.
I think he's gonna move towards Argon.
Yeah.
Did I rage with Argon yet?
Nope.
Oh no.
I wouldn't necessarily do that. That should be a cool moment for him to be here.
Sure. His own first rage. I mean, mechanically though,
Rage against the machine.
there's been opportunities where I could have. We'll say he's raging, but I won't do the thing. Because this guy might mess him up.
AC. Well, then you won't have to worry about him anymore.
Yeah, then have him.
True.
Oh, yeah.
That first one is gonna hit
This is fun, guys.
with 24.
Fell over.
First one's gonna hit with a 24. Second one hits with a natural 20.
I need a. We're sorry, Alec. We tried.
He might be gone.
My problem was I didn't.
Probably not. Yeah, no, that's no big deal. 8, 12 damage. And then this is the double one. 18 plus 4 is 22.
34.
34. Yikes.
What?
Alex just
No, big thing.
Did Alex just obliterate an archer?
No, Alex.
No.
obliterated.
So the captain,
Huh?
the guy who seemingly seems to be the leader, he seems to be the leader walking
Seemingly.
down the alleyway. You see him kind of like shift his shoulder, kind of flex it, getting some flexibility in his joints, and you just see him pull out this massive axe head and just bury it into the back knee.
He's acting
Of
pretty
Argon?
bold for someone that I just caught a spear from.
And the second one, just with the backhand, just right across his back as he walks past him. Just to the extent of his range. One more square. Wonderful. And he'll chill there. That's the end of his turn. Brings us to Briseis. He's got nothing to do. He's going to hold his action and follow your lead. Saldrian, what would you like to do?
So now that lady has been taken care of,
Correct.
I'm going to move over to the captain here.
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay.
Can I circle around? Is that
Sure.
fine? 35, 40. I have 10 extra feet of movement when my blade song.
Blade song. Sure.
Nice.
Moving over, it
Feels
just
so slow.
looks like a glide. Like I'm not even moving my feet. It's just a glide over.
All the clothing, probably.
Yeah. It hides my feet going like this.
He's actually sprinting.
Right. Okay. And what would you like to do?
Just gonna flourish the blade and attempt to stab it right into his calf.
Jeez.
Roll to hit.
I'm just going to make this easy for myself.
Are you?
He's picking up the loaded die.
Ooh, that's not great. That's a 9.
No, 9 does not hit.
All right. It just slightly misses that calf.
Fucked up the ground.
Cuts
though.
a couple hairs off.
Give him a quick shave.
Anything else with your turn?
Nope. That's all I can do.
So as you're kind of gliding through, he sees your sword coming and kind of just steps over it and almost continues in stride. So that's the end of his turn. Taros, you're unconscious still.
Thank you.
Had to mention that one more time.
Third time.
Argon is up. He's going to attack the archer man.
Hey,
That's going to hit with an 18. Oh, sorry, a 23. And it does 2d6. That's enough. So with a great cleave of his sword, after just getting absolutely brutalized by the leader with the big great axe,
Ouch.
stop that. Takes his sword and just drives it right through old boy, just slicing him kind of neck to groin, just spilling his contents onto the cobblestone streets. I need him. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah, he's very
The
good.
Archer's Toasty-Dos?
Archer's
Throws
toasty woasty.
Okay.
Disgusting.
Which one is number 1? Boop. Okay, they're gone.
Nice.
I move up. I move up in the order of
Wait,
my elimination.
You're still last. You're just
I'm less last.
right. Last.
you have the 3 marker on there, but what about the shield guys?
The shield guys are 2. Bummer.
You took 2 off.
No wonder they haven't been doing anything. Let me roll them.
Well, they're after Argon anyways.
Oh, nice.
Because those shield guys.
Yeah, you're right.
But you can take that 3 off of there.
She's still here.
Yeah, they're still alive.
Oh, there's still one there.
Yep.
You can take it off there anyway.
Let's have them dash in. Just get them up behind Sandria. That's fine.
I,
Actually, one towards Cadassius. Perfect.
So we can one shot.
Okay, Maltiok.
I'm gonna see Argon get clapped by the big axe.
Sure.
Let's go. Shit. And I'm gonna try and knock this woman out of my way with
Okay.
a big swipe of my maul.
Nice.
And does a 10 hit.
10 does not hit. Bummer. So she's kind of being an obstacle, being very tenacious.
After I miss, I'm just gonna sigh and walk past her.
Okay. So opportunity of attack. That's so funny.
No, wait, that's too far. 1, 2, 3.
13 slashing damage creeps.
Did you hit?
Natural 20.
No.
proficiency.
Obviously.
I switched out my dice though.
Bonus action. Sam. Bonus action.
Bonus action.
So she does the slashing damage. I'm gonna just turn back, glare, breathe in,
Oh,
and
no.
then go really big.
Again! How many times can you do that? Just-
Proficiency bonus. This is my last time.
Okay.
Whoa, that's a big boy.
Damn, gee.
Okay. Anything else with your turn?
Are you really that much
If you
larger?
like, you can.
I become large. Yeah.
You still have your attack.
Insane.
No, I did attack. I missed.
Oh. Okay. Does being in
No,
that
he's that
form
big, right?
alter it at all?
No, it gives me advantage on strength checks.
Excellent. Okay. Never mind. I was just trying to help you out. Anything else with your turn?
Just
Magic.
Nice. Cadassius is going to step up
Yeah, you're right.
and punch the
just
barbarian in
shred
the
them all.
gut. Both of those hit. Ooh, a 1. So that is
Interesting.
both of those are gonna do. That's 8 plus 15. That's enough to do it. As he steps up, punches him right in the gut, and with the second one, just smashes him on the back of his, like the top of his back, just smashing him into the ground. I'll take him, please.
see, the city doesn't need us. It has Cadassius.
You can roll history. Those of you who would have been from or near Myndontos, if you'd like.
I'm guessing that's not me.
Probably not you.
I
I would
could.
say Thea, Aris, Taurus, but you're down. Both
Thank
of
you.
you guys can
Thanks.
roll history real quick. actually. Huh? Yeah.
Nope.
Neither of you really know who he is.
We don't know what's going on.
Yeah. You gather by the way that he handles himself, though, that he's not your average human. And with that takes us to... let's step him up into the range of the leader.
Come here.
That's all for him. Barbarian Lady's going to turn around and smack at your ankles now. Is she that short? That's probably not going to hit. A 9, I imagine.
No.
Does not hit. And that's all for her turn. That takes us to Thea. Aris, you're on deck.
Unless she wants to reckless and give me an actual.
I know, I thought about that, but she has to do it at the start of her turn. It's like, dang. Because she would.
Me.
You!
I am. I'm gonna turn to Briseis and ask if he's okay. Well, I put my hand on his wound and do lay on hands. What? I don't know you.
So you're telling me the whole time you've been like, oh, that sucks.
Just a random man.
Ha!
You're stable.
Ha! Still dead.
I have powder for my rib cage instead of actual bone, and she's like, that sucks.
Just wait.
Baby, you got a cut?
Just wait till you hear this.
Pretty boy goes.
How much did you heal him for?
5.
5?
Yeah.
He was at max.
Okay. Well, now he.
Right.
You watch as the wound kind of magically closes, and he brushes the last bit of blood off of it. He goes, "It will heal. Thank you." And kind of almost staring past you towards
Started off
Taurus.
strong in the
He
library.
goes,
Hey, we've done the same amount of damage this fight.
That's fair.
looking towards Taurus on the ground again, sort of staring through you. He may need our help. And he kind of walks past you towards Taurus.
That's all of our lay on hands.
Yep.
Yep.
It's awesome. Thanks.
Who are you?
Taurus.
Dead.
You're up, buddy.
I am going to move. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I'm about to do something.
Nice.
Flurry of blows on old boy.
We got no more key points.
My last one.
Oh.
Because I didn't throw it back,
Oh,
right?
I forgot another thing at the start of this round. At the start of this round, before Cadassius smashed old lady, the giant saber-tooth flies around the citadel, and you can see it's almost like hovering at this point. And it lands just at the extent of the city. And launching off of it as it passes over the courtyard, you can see a large humanoid figure kind of smash superhero pose landing into the cobblestone streets.
Directly onto Taros.
Maybe. Die!
And she's just like, oh, you have a cut? Let
Oh,
me
darn.
heal you.
No, but he's kind of well off into the distance.
Don't want your pig, but thank you.
As
Wait
he
a
lands to the extent of the edge of the
I was
fountain.
picturing Zeus.
And you can see Cadassius kind of catch him out of the corner of his eye, and his eyes go wide, looking towards this man who has dropped down. This man who's just the very definition of defined muscle. He looks like the marble sculpted statues of heroes past.
C-bomb.
But there is a lavender, almost light plum tint to his skin, and you can see these dark purple veins that course through his body. These set of red-orange eyes, even from this range, you can see are alight with a fire. As these sharpened teeth, he kind of looks towards Cadassius. And you can see next to him a cultist in a similar garb as you met in the Oh, you're unconscious.
That's right.
Argon would know.
Number
Argon
5.
would know.
Number 5, you're counting.
All right, come on.
One of the cultists from the library, Argon, kind of turns and looks, and they mutter in the guy's ear, and you just hear, "He's on the field."
Are these runes in the sword actually on the sword in game?
Yes.
Do I recognize any of them?
Make a
Perception, probably. Guess who would be?
make an Arcana check.
Guess who would be able to read those?
I believe Arcana is +3. That's intelligence, right?
It is.
So it's 12.
12. You don't immediately recognize them as like runes from your homeland or even runes on your journey.
Okay.
But you can tell they are definitely giving some kind of magical properties to a sword that otherwise would just be like this large tooth almost that looks sharpened to a crude but razor sharp edge.
Okay.
With that, I believe it was our sister.
Yeah, I was about to use
Sorry about
Fury
that.
of
You're fine.
Blows on old girl.
Instead of moving towards the boss, by the way, after Cadassius smashed old girl, let's have him dash. Because as a bonus action, he moves 30, and then he can move 30. So move him 60 towards old boy.
Towards him?
Yep.
Through here?
Yep.
Is he walking through?
He's just gonna,
30 and then another 30?
another 30. Try to get him out of the water if possible. That's fine.
No,
That's
that's clear.
Hopefully his hands don't rust.
Okay. Aris, to you.
Flurry of blows.
As he takes off, you just hear him say, "Get the civilians to safety. I'll handle him."
Quick maths. 16.
16 to hit. Who are you hitting?
This.
That hits. Roll damage.
15 seconds of silence. Quick maps.
Could have calculated it faster.
So we got 7 on that.
Okay.
6 on that.
Okay.
Then I gotta roll my second hit,
Nice. Yep, you do.
which is the same.
Okay, hits.
Ooh, for 3 damage.
3.
And one more time.
Nice.
Nice.
That one hits for 4 damage.
Nice. For a total of what now? Sorry.
Fuck.
You said 6, 3, 4?
3.
Yeah, 6, 3, 4.
How do you want to do this?
Oh, fuck yeah. So, just coming up behind him, gonna just side kick him in the back of the knee to drop him down, and then just that signature. Or well, actually, I got 3 hits. So, we're gonna kick him down to one knee.
Right.
Then we're gonna blow out that other knee.
Oh boy.
Then we're just gonna take that elbow, 12-6,
The rock
legal,
bottom. Yeah.
right to the crown of the head.
Nice.
The old dusty bionic elbow.
Putting him down. There's that like impression in the cobblestone as he's just smashed from the force of your body. Anything else with your turn?
I'm a bull here.
Cool. Let's see here. It's the bad guy's turn.
Ooh.
Ooh. He is going to put one into you, Sandrian.
Saw that coming.
Let's see here. With his shield bash, he leads and like back spins, just tries to catch you with the full force of his shield. So the first one hits. It does. And again, this is just the shield.
Damage.
So it does 12 bludgeoning, and you need to make a strength saving throw. So almost effortlessly backspins and just smacks you out of the way. Strength saving throw, and then the second attack, he's going to move.
Strength saving throw, I get an 11.
You are prone. Second strike's going to go into Sandrian. He gets advantage since you're downed. That is a 16.
Miss.
Then it misses. As he kind of drives it into the ground, and you kind of, last second, you're still groggy from the impact of the first shield strike, and you see the glint of the blade just kind of coming down, and instinctually you're just like, "Huh!" as it catches, shaving one of your platinum hairs off. That's all for his turn. That takes us to Briseis, who's going to walk towards Taros. Can he get to him?
5, 10, 15, 20.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going to lay on hands.
Lay those hands on me.
Welcome back!
Is he awesome?
I
like
run
the
away.
You get 12 HP.
Oh my god.
Thank
This
God.
guy has lay on hands and action for a second win.
That's
Okay.
right.
Damn.
Okay.
What class is that?
I'm back.
He's not a PC. He doesn't have a class.
He does whatever I need.
Can I have that?
Yeah, you can get rid of that.
For
Oh
now.
boy.
Dylan, you are
For
no
now.
longer unconscious.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's the first time you've said that all game.
As he kind of like reaches a hand towards you, you feel this like golden warmth kind of bring you back up to consciousness, and holding your hand, like pulling you up to your feet. This beautiful man, for a lack of better words. These long, like shoulder-length, curly locks. He's picking you up with kind of this curled smile, and he says, "You all right?"
Make a horny check.
I'm waiting for the asshole to come out.
Hands off me.
There it is.
He kind of like gets you to your feet, but also very respectfully, he's just like, "Oh, of course, I'm sorry. You looked like you needed a hand." That's probably all we can squeeze in
Yeah.
in a 6-second thing anyway. Sandrian, you're up, buddy.
Boy has 1 HP.
I'm going to.
I know.
Thanks for
Actually, I have
Bladesong
12.
still being active.
He
I'm
hits me
going
for 13.
Hang on. Sorry, what? Blade Song's active.
Thanks to Bladesong being active, I'm going to Shawn Michaels kip up to my feet.
Nice.
And just in the same motion, just try and stab this guy with just
Right in
all of
the
the
toes.
rage and fury I got. Screw you, man. That hurt.
I love it.
I hate these dice. I missed.
I've like absorbed all the good over here, and it's all in this one dice,
Hey, do I get flanking
Take that,
because there's
by
a
the
guy
way.
next to him?
so I don't accidentally.
out
No,
there.
not next to it. It has to be 180.
Can I roll?
Use it. Use it, please. Use my own powers against me.
Nope.
5.
Oh man. Anything else with your turn? Are you getting up?
Yeah, I'm up.
You got up. Excellent. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Taros.
Goodbye, as a raper.
You're up, my friend.
Let's go.
Not unconscious.
Where's Reaper at?
I'm going to run away. No.
Okay.
I'm going to move this way. Basically, just walking around him.
Okay.
That's
And,
a long way to go.
Whatever. And I'm still kind of like swaying side to side. And
Oh,
there's this black, blood-like, but it's black, just pouring from underneath the mask down my body.
Sure.
And I'm going to assess the battlefield here.
Sure.
Oh, she's still there, isn't she?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna see her and assume that that was the one that cracked me.
They don't all actually look alike.
I'm just gonna lift my hand and I'm gonna try to Eldritch Blast her.
It's Helga, Olga, and Ben Bolton.
So Eldritch Blast missed. You said
Yep.
you have a bonus action.
I'm going to transform back into the
Spooky
form
boy?
of Dread.
Yep.
For the last time today. And I get 4 temporary hit points.
Is that a Eldritch invocation thing?
Sure isn't. It's just something I can do when I use my...
Part of his class.
So when you do use Form of Dead, you gain temporary HP equal to 1d10 plus 5.
So it's an ability, not a spell. That's what I'm getting at.
Oh, the Form of Dread?
Form of Dread.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Continue.
That was my bonus action, so now I'm back.
Back
That's
to
it.
max.
Yep.
Cool.
Not back to max, but
Close. You should be close.
dead.
Yeah. Anything else with your turn then, my friend? Cool. Argon's gonna pivot in front of the gladiator man. Damage reduction. Damn, I should have done that. This is what you get. By forcing me to play your character. He's gonna attack with advantage, thank goodness. Doesn't end up being worth it. So he misses. With a as he's stepping, he swings over The barbarian leader kind of ducks under it. That's all for his turn. And that takes us to Helga. I guess she's the only Helga left. If I'm getting that right. No, these are the sword and board guys.
Yeah,
They're gone.
Shield modes.
Maltiak, that takes us to you, my friend. You are large. Hello.
I'm just seeing if
Finisher.
I'm seeing if I have reach or not.
I would certainly hope so.
You're humongous, my guy.
I don't think it changes your weapons prop.
Right. I'm just looking for the maul.
If you're large, you do have,
Mauls are heavy and too.
Yeah.
if you're large, you do have an extra 5 foot reach.
Is that accurate?
I feel like it
You would
is.
have to. It's not like your arms are the same size.
I'll allow it for now. I'll look. It doesn't. I don't think it's going to break anything. Why? What are you trying to do?
I was just looking at attacks.
Okay.
You also do an extra d6.
I mean, worst case scenario, you can just move 5 feet.
Yeah. But then the attack opportunity. So I'm gonna swing over.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
And
Oh.
I got a 16.
16 hits.
Finally!
Oh, to the battlefield.
So these are my weapon dice. Where you can reroll 1s and 2s.
Okay.
Another 1.
Classic.
And then I do an extra d6 of damage,
Okay.
which is my book. So that is 15 damage.
15.
Nice.
Nice.
So after I said,
Nice.
you'll regret that, I just turn and I backhand my maul straight down
Nice.
towards it.
Giant maul, mind you.
Nice.
And just kind of put her into the dirt. She is still standing though.
Hey.
She lives. She lives.
And then I'm going to
Husky women.
move away from her.
Yet she breathes.
This Ant-Man like giant dude. Yeah, just.
The fuck?
Excuse me.
Pardon me. Anything else with your turn?
No, that's gonna be it.
Okay. Cadassius, as a bonus action, is going to move 30. Give me one more. You gypped me out of a diagonal there. And then,
I didn't know you can move diagonal.
yeah,
What? Yeah, what?
Been doing that all
of course
game.
you can. And then he's going to move as close as his regular move allows. And then he's going to go for a
Feed him those
multi-attack.
freaking rib shots. Hit him in the liver.
Let's see.
Time to break the bat.
Boss rootin'.
Mm.
They seem like they know each other.
Nah.
Oh.
First one misses.
How tall is he?
Second one misses. The scary guy,
Yeah.
you clock him a little over 10 feet tall.
How tall is Cadassius?
Cadassius is about 7 feet tall. Yeah. So, I mean, he's punching uphill. But he goes one to the body, and you see it, like, bounce off the side of the black-tinted armor. Second one goes up, and you just see him catch it, and there's almost like this thunderous aura that...
We're watching two demigods fight, guys.
The gentleman in front of Cadassius takes his blade with the pommel in hand, and you see his eyes just kind of narrow, and he just drives the blade right up into his abdomen, and even from this angle you can see like the back of his spine being protruded by the blade as it's like ripped up through him. Just
Dang, he's dead already?
I guess that's a no one asking him a question.
Do you think
Good thing we don't recognize
Could I
him.
loot those gauntlets off him?
probably not strong enough to even pick him up.
I'm gonna give another shit.
For a second, you can see Cadassius almost like clinging to life. He's still here, fighting hard. But you can, even from this angle, just see it kind of draining out of his eyes as the large man in front of him rests his head on Cadassius's head. And you see him mutter something. You catch something along the line. Do any of you speak Primordial?
Wait a minute. I think I actually do. No joke.
Can't you understand any language or
He
something?
can
like that?
read
I can
any.
read.
You can read any language.
I had it as one of my languages at one point.
That's fine. I'll give it to you.
It's Abyssal.
Abyssal? Yeah. So you hear him mutter something. And what? And he pulls the sword out of him. puts it on his back, and reaches towards his chest where you see the leather of something that was tied around his neck snap as this large purple monster just crushes something in his hand. And you can see him pull out what looks to be a small, like amber-colored key. This tiny
Thanatos just grabbed an Infinity Stone.
key. Thanatos. You mean
Thanos.
Thanos?
Oh, look, we're doing this one again.
And he slips it into his back pocket. And he just dumps Cadassius
Just
onto the
roll.
ground.
That's rough.
As soon as Cadassius's blood as soon as it impacts the ground, you see the storm in the background that has since kind of lingered. It hasn't really encroached any further. You see it immediately begin to build as these storm clouds begin to encompass all of the courtyard and all of the city, and lightning just shooting through all of the storm front as one of the bolts of lightning shoots right down at the large purple guy, and you see him look up at the sky almost expectantly and just casually sidesteps as the lightning bolt hits the ground next to him. He just looks up towards the heavens, just pissed.
Am I tall enough to be a lightning rod? Am
Normally,
I in
yes,
danger?
But this, you can you gather this to be of a sort of divine lightning. This isn't normal nature lightning. With that, the large purple guy kind of gets back on this large white mount that you deduce at this point is a sort of winged white saber-tooth. Jumps on it, flies away.
Whoa.
Shit.
As he flies away, does the storm
she's
dissipate
dead, right?
at all?
It's still lingering, and you can see most of the rain is accumulating near where Cadassius is. Like, that's where it's heaviest.
That's crazy.
With that, Helga's gonna run.
I'm going to try to hurt just runs away from me.
Well, stop trying to hurt him. Thea, it's your turn.
They hurt me first.
Me turn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna move enough this way to where I have a shot at
Okay.
Mr. Badman. And I'm gonna try and do a check
Okay.
for that. Ooh, 21.
21 hits. Absolutely.
5 damage.
Okay.
Okay.
5 damage.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else with your turn?
Nope.
Okay. Aris, you're up.
I'm gonna,
Bad guy on deck.
step right up next to him.
Sure.
I'm just gonna, with my quarterstaff, just gonna bonk him in the back of the head.
Okay.
Gonna bonk him.
4, 10, 13.
Did you roll a 13? 13 misses, unfortunately. Anything else with your turn?
Guess I can use my
Bonus action.
free unarmed strike.
There you go.
What does he do? Does he do something to cause me to miss, or do I just swing and miss? Like, does he duck? Does he?
So he's got his back to you, so you probably would have, like, accidentally caught the side of his shield. So swinging at him, he just brings his arm back, kind of covering the area that you were swinging at.
Word. And with my free unarmed, I'm just gonna try to kick him like in the legs, try to sweep his legs. For the same number, so never mind.
Okay. As you sweep, now that he's aware of you, he kind of like steps over as he turns to face you now. It's his turn. Let me think about what I want him to do here real quick.
Not looking good for him.
Yeah.
He is surrounded.
I'm not worried about him dying. Because, you know, bad guys die. It happens. Just trying to... Okay, he's going to split attacks again. Another shield bash going towards you, Sandrian. How's a 10?
Nope.
Okay. And then the the axe rather, going towards you, Aris. That's gonna hit with a 25.
Yikes.
For 14 slashing.
So what we can say is when I miss, I do like I go low, like spin sweep the leg, and then he just comes down
Yeah.
and plants it in
Like, yeah, as you're like spinning to get back up, you almost walk into the impact of the axe
shit.
embedded in your collarbone.
Is it 14?
14, yes. 14 damage. Anything else with his turn? No. That takes us to... What's up? You looked like you had a thought. You went... No? Okay. Briseis. Briseis is going to continue into the harbor and kind of keep ushering some of the civilians towards the harbor as best he can. Quickly! Make for the ships! And he kind of looks back to all of you expectingly like, when are we leaving? As you all look towards the opposite side of the courtyard where more of these barbarians are beginning to
Oh, there's more?
There is beyond count at this point. As you look up the
That changes.
stone streets and out of the alleyways.
This way?
Yeah, so you guys are at the very edge of the city.
So his body's surrounded at this point?
Correct. Yeah, and they're just cleaving through the civilians and the town guard. They're raiding, basically. So there are buildings on fire now at this point. People being massacred in the street. So Briseis is kind of nudging. You know, he's pushing as many civilians towards the harbors as he can. That's his turn. That brings us to Sandrion. What would you like to do?
Seeing him get that attention and calming myself after hopping back up, I'll look toward the person next to me and I'll just simply say, with almost a sort of dulcet tone underneath it because the blade's on, I'll just say, your life is worth more than this. I'm just going to disengage.
Dang.
35, 40.
That'll be my turn.
Okay. Taros.
I'm also going to turn towards the ships and say, a shame. This was a nice city. About 30. I'm just gonna casually, like,
You can keep
while
up if you dash.
holding my ribs, I'm just gonna start walking towards
Yeah,
the,
just kind
the
of
ship.
nursing that side of the injury.
You can pull Argon out of there.
Okay.
Reaper.
Throw him into the barbarian horde.
Pick him
Catch!
Distract them. That's the end of Taros' turn. Argon's going to follow suit and disengage. No, wait. Who was his ally this whole time? You. Watching you kind of head to the harbor. You're the closest thing he
all he
has to an
knows,
ally.
yeah.
So he's going to disengage and head 30 towards the harbors as well.
You can move diagonally.
I know.
And free space through her.
15, 20, 25, 30.
Excellent.
That's why I was so confused earlier, because you were
'Cause I
like,
was like-
here, and rescue was
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
and you ended up here. It could have been 5 feet of movement, and you used 30 somehow.
Yeah.
Anything else, Taros? Or Argon, rather? That's up to me.
I don't know. You
That's
tell
up
us.
to me, isn't it? I just realized that. Maltiok, your turn.
Someone's got to kill this.
Is there any large pieces of debris around?
Probably a plethora.
Any
Smorgasbord.
within reach?
Thanks. That means a lot.
Let me roll for it. I like adding fate to the game. Evens there are.
I really just want to kind of pick up a handful of large debris and throw it at the horde of barbarians, just to kind of slow their progress,
Okay.
create some difficult terrain
Okay.
for them.
Yeah. So that won't necessarily be an attack roll. How about you make an athletics check?
Okay. And I can do that without disadvantage.
Yeah.
16.
Excellent. So yeah, you pick up this large clump of a mixture of the marble fountain, the citadel structure, and then like wood and stone from the rest of the buildings around, and you just mash it all together into this large amalgamous mass of debris and just throw it into the barbarians, pinning some, but mostly creating this 10-20 foot blockade now that fills the streets. Anything else?
I'm going to move 15 feet away.
Okay.
Which I believe him in spear range, so he can take an attack against me if he wants.
It says 5 foot range. Oh, but it does have the reach. He will.
It's just up to you to kill him, Duke.
I imagine a 10 does not hit.
It does not.
Wonderful.
I'm also going to drop my giant form.
Okay. Cassius is dead.
You.
Who's number 3?
Where was I?
Right here.
Okay.
3 are the barbarians, and they're all gone. That takes us to Thea.
It's me.
Yeah. What would you like
I
to do?
forgot my name for a second. I'm
Oh,
gonna
boy.
yell at Briseis to wait up and then
Lisa.
run after him.
Okay. He does. And you do.
All
Are
right.
you dashing?
Yeah, what am I moving?
Yeah, I'll dash.
Okay.
I'll just move you up there.
Yeah. You're up.
You're
So
probably around that time frame.
Aris.
Gonna disengage. I'm gonna do a little monkey flip back roll. And then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
Seeing that I'm not the closest. Shit.
As you kind of back off, you see the chieftain kind of just spit out a little bit of blood onto the concrete and sheath his axe on his back strap and kind of return to his men, who are now buried under who knows how much debris. At this time, you guys can exit initiative. Geez, that was a long fight.
It was.
I got a nice
you threw
tap
like
in.
you threw like 10 fucking combatants at us.
I know, that was tough. That was
I hit
tough.
one.
Duke killed like 6 of them.
So you guys make your way to the edge of the Sirius Harbor. Where are you heading?
Fucking out of this city.
I'm just hopping on a ship, I guess.
Okay.
That'd be the logical thing, is
Yep.
to hop on one of the ships that are leaving.
So hailing you most prominently, there is a gentleman in these kind of scarlet and black fine leather robes, they're like quilted almost. But they have a sense of like, the gentleman wearing them is a human male, probably in his late 60s or so. He's got this patchy gray beard and a similar hairstyle to Cassius in that it's like shaved on the sides and cropped on the top. He looks to all of you and calls out, "If you're getting on, it's time to get on. Come on!"
I'm just gonna run on. Not really
And
run.
he's got a hand extended, so he's
Right
like
past.
inviting as many people that can get onto the ship that has the. Is it a gangway? Is that the correct term?
I
think so.
Sounds right.
when I run
The
on.
long entrance plank thing.
I'm going to be casting Cure Wounds on my body
Okay.
as I'm like stumbling upon.
Sure.
As I'm getting on, I'm disappearing into the crowd on the ship and finding a little corner to tend to my wounds.
Okay.
My main priority is going to make sure that he gets on there.
Who's
And
that?
Me.
Oh, Goliath. Yeah.
I'm just kind of ushering any civilians that may be
Sure.
in front of me onto the ramp, making sure they all get on before
Okay.
me.
Yeah. So some of the city guard at this point are still kind of helping keep the stray barbarians, or the one-off barbarians that make it through the lines, keeping them at bay. So there is still fighting going on around the perimeter of the harbor, but for the most part, you guys are able to get on without any further unpleasantries. So you find yourselves aboard the ship with these parchment white sails adorned with the logo of a squid, the head of a squid, matching in the same scarlet colors as the robes. I'd like you all to roll history checks.
So,
I actually rolled something else. So when I got on and kind of relaxed myself a bit, I rolled to see if I would pass out,
Oh,
and I got an at one.
okay, yeah, you're unconscious then.
I like that.
Just from sheer exhaustion,
I
he
love
just
that.
slumps against the side of the ship.
Take some. Oh, we're about to end. Bum.
15.
15. Quite.
10.
10.
Dog, I was head down. I didn't see nothing.
Sancho,
19.
19. The two of you recognize this sail to belong to the military city of Akaros, and thusly deduce that the gentleman who brought you onto the ship is its captain.
I'm going to sit down with my back to the boat,
Okay.
and then within my cloak that'll kind of Batman over me, I'm going to take a look.
Okay.
Why did that sound like a Blue's Clues?
I know.
I thought
We can save that for next time.
No, I know what's in it. It's just
So do I
I'm
now.
trying to decide if we want to do it right this very second. So yeah, you kind of crack open the spine of this book, and the pages are almost like falling out at this point. It's what's up?
The book that seemed...
Yeah, which one?
Yeah, the one that they were
The
after.
spooky book, the
Yeah.
the one with the hourglass on it.
Yeah.
Not the cookbooks.
Yeah, the cookbooks. Rachel Ray.
Not the how-tos.
So as you pull
Spellcraft for dummies.
as you pull this thick book out of your satchel and kind of wipe off the dust on the front, the tome reads, Orpheus's Tome, Mastery of Time. As you flip through it, there are a series of rituals and incantations that go over that instruct a user on basically how to do time magic and the components necessary to do such a thing.
Gonna start making mental notes of all of these components.
Okay. Yeah. So as you're flipping through the pages, you make note of two specific items that are needed in the gosh, what's the word?
Incantation.
Yeah. So two of the items that are pertinent to have. One of which is one is the Hourglass Amulet, and the other is the Scepter of Souls. And in both of those chapters that you read, both of them kind of go over a general history of the world, or of the item itself, and its last known location in the world. Keep in mind, this book was dated from centuries ago.
So, what I have found is a tome of knowledge that shows you how to control magic.
Time magic
Time magic.
specifically, correct. It is not a Skyrim spell scroll that you
Right.
can just huzzah!
Exactly. It's walking me through on how I can obtain this.
Correct.
It's basically knowledge on how to.
Correct.
Okay. That's interesting.
Ancient rites and ritual
like that. It's
like a
preparations.
wizard spell book.
For
Do I recognize what writing it's in, though?
Like
what language?
Shit. I should have asked that first.
Well, he can
I can read
all
all.
writing.
I can read everything.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
It's in Infernal.
Ooh, interesting.
Nice.
Along with that, you kind of flip through the other books you've gathered. You have Visiting the Nine Hells, Desmodeum's Guide to Lichdom, and the Mad Mage Maxine's Menagerie of Menacing Monsters.
Those are the other three books?
Those are the three.
Dope.
So you've got those four in total.
I'm gonna whisper to myself, perhaps this will give me the upper hand on death.
Nice. Ominous. Okay. You doing anything else with the book at this time?
I'm just gonna
You're just flipping.
read that bitch.
Okay. Okay. You're passed out on the deck. The rest of you, I imagine, are kind of tending to your wounds.
I am getting sick.
You're throwing up already?
I'm trying to find some motherfucking beer.
Aren't
Okay.
we all?
And I think it is there where we will end
He finds it. He finds it.
today's session. Thanks, everybody, as always. If you made it this far, you probably fuck with us a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So we're trying to come out with a regular, a consistent weekly release. So we will be back next week with more.
Hopefully with everyone.
Hopefully with everybody.
Ideally.
Yep. Bear with us. Thanks again. Have a great day. Love you.
Ratata!
Come on!